A lot of her championships from both of these teams, so it's going to be quite interesting. 7-game series.
Going to get the introduction of the starting lineups. We'll get you all that in just a moment. But before we get to that, interesting, coming out of the Avalon East, this is the third team to come out in the last 3 years. 2 years ago, Southern Shore won the Herder, defeating Deer Lake. Last year, it was the St. John's Senior Caps defeating Deer Lake. This year, it's Clarenville Caribous. A lot of parity in the East League. Caribous finished 5th in the regular standings in the Avalon East and then ran the table in the playoffs.
Yeah, from all accounts, George, they played really above their heads for the last month and a half of the season, and obviously been spectacular in the playoffs. And, one of the things you got to look to, and we've talked about this so many times, is goaltending. And A.J. Whippen's been nothing short of spectacular, right? To beat the teams, and not only did they beat teams, they won 4-1 in the last series with a shutout and only a couple of goals scored in each of the other games. So that's something which is going to be a key for these games. You're looking at goaltender Gillis for the Red Wings. And
one of the best senior hockey goalies in Newfoundland and Labrador in a long time.
Yeah, and Whiffen. And, if you think about it, these two guys have been here many times before. Nothing phases them, and they're going to be looking to be spectacular, especially special teams.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big differences for Deer Lake this year is they brought in import goaltender Brian Gillis, who you and I know quite well.
Yep.
He spent some time with the Cataracts, won an Allen Cup with the Cataracts in Bucktouche, New Brunswick in 2017. Kind of gave up hockey for a while. I was talking to him earlier today. He said he hadn't had the pads on from then, basically until he came back to play senior hockey this year. He said 6 years, no pads. I didn't miss it when I wasn't playing, but now that I'm back, I'm loving it.
Yeah, and George, you speak to many people, and that's what happens, right? You actually miss the bus trips. You miss being in the hotel rooms. You miss the rinks. And, the camaraderie that you build with players. And, of course, when you're from away and you come here, you make a lot of friends. And, of course, I'm sure that, Gillis coming back here has made and, reacquainted with a lot of his buddies. And now you get the competitive juices. And that's the thing, George, and that's what most people miss is the competitive juices.
Yeah, and, Brian Gillis, no stranger to the Deer Lake Red Wings. That's who he played with when he first came to Newfoundland and Labrador many years ago.
Yep. And George, one of the things that you'll note about goaltender Gillis is his ability to play the puck. And me and you have watched him so many times and done so many games. He's like a third D there. And, when pucks get dumped in, everybody thinks it's just a dump in. But Gillis doesn't look at just going to stop the puck for his D-man. He looks to make outlet passes. And he's yelling at his players all the time, give them where to go, and you'll see him pointing with his arms. That's a real big asset that he possesses.
Across the way, we're seeing some of the dignitaries from H&L and from the two leagues, the Avalon East Senior Hockey League and the Central West Senior Hockey League. There on the right, you see Gary Gale, Joe Maynard.
Looks like I see Deputy Mayor Mike Brown over there as well, George.
Mike is on the executive. He's on the executive of the Central West Senior Hockey League.
He is.
This, of course, this trophy dates back to 1935. It's a long history.
It's 90 years.
This is 90 years. There have been a few years where it wasn't played for. 2 years during the Second World War.
Right.
1991, when there just wasn't senior hockey competition. That's and, of course, the two COVID years. 20 and 21. But other than that, 1935 this started. I think most people are familiar with the story of the Herder brothers who ran the Evening Telegram, put up the trophy for senior hockey competition in the province.
And, George, if you look just across the way where the There's Jordan Murr, Cody Drover.
Drover picking up the Tuma Award.
Yep.
So from the Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts, of course, playing with Deer Lake in this championship series. Deer Lake allowed to pick up 4 players, 4 strengthening players to play against the Avalon East League. Of course, Avalon East League is where all the players are.
Yeah. Yeah, there are.
Out in the St. John's area. So they're allowed 4 pickup players. They picked up 2 guys from the Cataracts, Jordan Marr and Cody Drover, who also played last year in the Herder for Deer Lake. They've also picked up Ryan Smith from Corner Brook, who was the leading scorer among defensemen in the Central West Senior Hockey League, and Matthew Gruchy.
Yeah.
So they picked up 4 players.
And then also picked up assistant coach with the Grand Falls Windsor Cataracts, Mr. Paul Levine, who's added to the Deer Lake Red Wings roster.
Yeah, Darren Langdon, head coach of the Red Wings, not available this weekend. He's in New York attending a New York Rangers alumni event.
Yep.
So Ryan Penny, who is the assistant coach, will take over head coaching duties. Paul Levine will be the assistant coach, run the defense from the bench. And next weekend, Ryan is not available. Darren is back, and so Paul is going to stay with the team throughout the series.
And, we must mention the fact of the other assistant coach, Mark Robinson, with the Deer Lake Red Wings, who has a son playing on each team, so he's going to be a spectator.
Lots of side stories
There are.
in this one. And last year, when Deer Lake went up against the St. John Senior Caps, one of their top players, Stephen Gillard, broke his finger on opening play.
First shift.
All right, time now for the national anthem. Then we'll be back with Game 1. Deer Lake, Clarenville. Their herder is next. And Robert, a little bit of housekeeping to take care of. Had a text from our good friend Dave Canning. He reminded me that Mike Brown is actually president of the Central West Senior Hockey League. I said he's part of the executive. Dave said, no, you're shortchanging him. He's the president. It's okay. Yes. Thanks, Dave. We got that out of the way.
Thank you, Big Dave. Wish you were here. Anyway, it's a great venue here.
All right, the Red Wings in the red and white. Clarenville Caribous. First time we've seen them in their new jerseys, Robert. We haven't seen Clarenville in a few years. New uniforms.
I like them.
A little more color to it, but the traditional white and black. All right, here we go. Game number 1, best of 7. 2 games here in Deer Lake this weekend. Games 3, 4, and 5, if necessary, in Clarenville next weekend. All right, here we go. Deer Lake control it from the opening draw, get it into Clarenville territory. Robinson ahead to Kevin Reed. Reed, longtime member of the Caribous, brings it on the right side, drops it back. Shot comes in, went off a leg wide. Into the near corner it comes, behind the net. Red Wings control it, can't get it out, kept in by the Caribous. Dumped into the corner, back to pick it up, Gillard. That's chopped off the boards, still down in the Red Wings end. Try and get it out in front, taking it away is Michael Hines. Hines gets it out. It's going to be, not sure, was it a penalty for a high stick or touch? It's going to be just played with a high stick.
Yeah, just played with a high stick. And as we've seen right away, look at Kevin Reed, number 7, the captain for the Clarenville Caribous. You talked about George, a long-time player for them, and he is really the straw that stirs the Clarenville drink without a doubt.
Caribous control it. Farrell up at the blue line. That's shot in by Ryan Semple. To the far boards. Red Wings come up with it. Up through center, passed a little bit too far. Farrell back in his own end. Patrick Farrell throws it around the boards. Semple tried to make that long pass up ahead. It's picked up. A shot went off a stick. They found Liam Leonard on the left side. Puck went out of play. Face-off will be in the Deer Lake end.
Yeah, looking for that long breakout pass. And actually the D-man for the Red Wings just got a little piece of it and actually helped out the Clarenville forward. Other than that, it might have gone for icing. And George, we mentioned the coaching staff for the Deer Lake Red Wings and also former player for the Seabees, Clarenville, in this league for a long time, Ryan Delaney, who captains the bench of the Clarenville Caribous.
Yeah, he's taken over the head coaching duties. It's Thomas Hedges turning in the corner. Moved it ahead to Hutchings. He lost it. Up at the blue line. Unable to handle that pass was Johnny Anderson. Robinson. Again, they try that long stretch pass. Broken up the blue line. Robinson looking for Chad Earl. Chad Earl, a former Rookie of the Year in Newfoundland Senior Hockey when he played with the Cataracts. Tied the record for most goals by a rookie in one season. 25 he had in his inaugural campaign. Tied Gene Faulkner of the famous Faulkner families in Bishop's Halls. That's stolen at center, brought in. Langdon had to take it behind the net. He had it taken away. He'll hold it in. Langdon throws it around behind the net. Whiffing out to play it. Came right in front, dangerously to the side of the net. Caribou was able to keep it out. A little miscommunication there.
We just saw the difference. He looked at Gillis previously. He went in. There was nobody forechecking. He went and took the puck himself.
Gooby will clear it in. Doesn't get it deep. Red Wings able to bring it out. Looking for Brandon Hines. Pass off the mark. Langdon's got it at center. From center, it's shot in. Getting in there first, Mason Reed. Backhanded out in front by Oford, and Gillis will cover it. Mason Reed unable to get a clean shot away in front of the goaltender.
Yeah, good cycle down low, turned the puck over and got it out. A little bit of free ice, and you don't get a lot of free ice at this stage of any series, but particularly when these guys are so close, big and strong and fast. Little white ice and got a good shot away. Goaltender Gillis, some nice save.
Leonard won the faceoff for Clarenville. Back to the point, they'll hold it in. Reaching for it there was Gooby. Out it comes. Semple hustling back, gets it to Mercer. It's Andrew Mercer. Come out to center. Cody Drover. Out there with his teammate Jordan Marr. Robinson joining the rush. Fed it out in front, comes back to the point. Chance here for the Red Wings. In front, Marr. Gruchy. Robinson. Robinson holding it. Robinson with a shot went wide. Goes into the near corner. Coming away with it, Mercer. Andrew Mercer. To Keegan Hines.
Gushy, one of the other strengthening players, picked up, playing on a line with Murr and Drover, and I think that's going to be a very formidable line throughout this series.
Lucas Robinson. Room to bring it out as the Caribous were changing. Whiffing out the plate. Clears it to the boards. Evans behind the net to Farrell. Dumped in behind the net. Steven Sims, the captain. Left it in the corner. Out come the Red Wings. Only as far as center. Taken away by Reed. Back to Patrick Farrell. Will go the other side. Farrell will get the return pass. As they go back and forth. That pass missed Evans. Earl will pick it up. Back behind the net again. He'll get out. Brandon Hines. Back to Stephen Gillard. Over to Sims. Not much in it yet. Pretty evenly played game through the first
close
5
quarters.
minutes. Now they get it in. Onside. Ooh. Attempted hit. Just got a piece of him. Hines has got it. Attempted hit over by the blue line as well. That shot came in, hit some traffic in front. Reed will come away with it. Reed to Daw. Adam Daw. Leading scorer for Clarenville. And you're right, Robert, close quarters.
Very much.
Not much happening over there along the boards. It comes into the Deer Lake end.
6 bodies over there.
And then comes back out. Hedges. Up ahead to Mason Reed. Gets it to Hutchings. Backhand. Stopped by Gillis. Rebound is there and cleared. Chance here for the Red Wings. Bouncing puck. Drover couldn't corral it. Now he'll get it in. Grushi takes a hit along the boards. Maintains possession. Fed it in front for Marr. Went between his skates. Drover down in the corner. Right in front. Drover with a chance at the outside of the post. Sits behind the net. Clarenville get to it. Get it out down the ice. This is going to be icing against the Caribous. So good chance that time. Again, Robert, you mentioned that line of Drover, Grushi, and Marr creating trouble for the Caribous once again.
Yeah, George, they possess a lot of speed, but they also, even though, Drover and Marr played together for a number of years now, but Yasson Gushio, who's a really good player as well, and they are able to get in on the forecheck and establish some great offensive opportunities.
Robinson. He'll bring it out, gets to center, shoots it in right on goal. Bouncing puck, and Gillis forced to hang on to it. The Caribou player right there.
He wanted to play it. He loves to play the puck. One of the things I'm really key in is how the defense are joining the rush and making the outlet passes. We've seen 2 rushes so far for the Deer Lake Red Wings. That was Robinson earlier, and of course Gillard, who really loves to rush the puck. And 2 of them are very smooth skaters, but are also able to get back in time. You're going to look at, particularly in the second periods, how this works out with the longer changes.
Caribous dump it back in. Gillis will leave it. Clear it out. Marr's got a bit of room. Jordan Marr in. Marr shoots. Whiffen made the save, and he will cover. He wasn't quite sure where it was after he stopped that one.
No, I don't think. He hit him on the right side. He's going to tell you that he was in good position, and he was. But he looked around, and anyway, no harm, no foul. Kept it out.
Yeah, the puck was in front of him.
One thing that the left D for the Clarenville Caribous are going to have to do, they're going to have to, what we call, puck up a little bit on Marr, because if he's given a couple of feet, it could be trouble. So they need to get a little closer to him.
Adam Daw swings it out to center, picked up there by Chad Earl. Gives it to Kevin Reed. Drops it back for Earl. Reed gets knocked down. Earl's got it. Tried to get it to Kyle Robinson. Too much on that pass. It's picked off in front by Sims.
A great play there. A nice read.
Sims shoots it in. Hit the stanchion. Michael Hines reaching forward. Michael Hines gets to it.
What
It's
a bad
couple
bounce.
of whacks at it.
What a bad bounce. That was an easy dump. It hit the stanchion and came back in. 3 of the forwards for the Clarenville Caribous had actually exited the blue line. And, of course, one D-man was caught back and he said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, puck was bouncing in the air. Michael Hines got a stick on it. Whiffen had to be ready for that. Made the save again.
Goaltender Whiffen didn't take too kindly to Hines trying to bat the puck out of his glove either.
No, neither should he.
No, I agree.
It's lifted up in the air and it hits the rafters here at the Hodder.
Really watching the battle of the centermen too, George, because the strength of your team is up to the middle. And, of course, faceoffs are so critical, particularly when you have someone like a Brandon Hines over on the left side being a right-hand shooter, possesses one of the greatest shots in the league. Chad Earl just wiped out his partner there then.
Reed. Head to Robinson. Robinson in over the blue line, fed it in front. Nobody could get a stick on it. Goes into the corner, back up towards the blue line, and the Red Wings are away. Brandon Hines. Battling. Hines has got it, got a good shot. And again, another little whack to Whiffen after he caught that.
Yeah, I think that
Langdon getting in his kitchen a bit.
Well, it's like this now, George. Everybody in this, both teams know who are the dominant and the premier players. And, there's no secrets that A.J. Whiffen played spectacular in both of the playoff series out on the East Coast. Probably single-handedly won it for the Clarenville Caribous in their final on the East Coast, sorry.
You mentioned Brandon Hines' shot. They didn't have a lot of room, a lot of time, but got away a very good shot as he came up with that bouncing puck along the boards. Evans up at the blue line, into the middle. They tried to get it to Hines. Keegan Hines, that missed him. It'll be an icing call against Clarenville. Sorry, Robert.
Those are the type of plays, George. You're coming through the neutral zone. You actually got space and you got time. Those are the passes that once they elude you, you're very disappointed because you don't get a lot of free ice, and there was free ice there in that particular instance.
Ruschi, that line is out there again. His shot drifts in wide of the goal. Drover in looking for it. Meyer has it. Back at the point. Long shot in. Whiffen has that. No trouble there.
Yeah, and you can see the cycle coming down low with Drover and Gushy. And really what Clarenville Dean now, they need to rotate, George. They're having one guy chase a guy, and other than that, you got to get some support for your forward to come down. If not, you're playing a one-on-one against guys that are difficult to play one-on-one against.
Red Wings win the face-off, put it around behind the goal. Drover leaves it for Meyer. Meyer spinning. Meyer trying to get himself free, gets it back to the point. A little bit of room here for Robinson. Pulls the trigger, one off a stick, and redirects wide.
Robinson possesses a phenomenal shot, George.
That's knocked down.
Just a little wrister.
Meyer to Robinson. Threw it right through the crease. Back to Meyer. This line's had 3 shifts. They've had 4 or 5 decent scoring chances.
Every bit.
Ruschi to Meyer. Back at the point. That shot is blocked. Sims has got it again. Back at the point. Gillard with a shot knocked down by Whiffen.
Took him right in the mask.
Yeah, not sure he saw it.
Square in the mask.
And again, icing is Deer Lake beginning to exert themselves here at the midway point of this first period.
It's icing, George, and if you note, they cannot change, and they were dominated for 40 seconds. And they're not even, Whiffen is checking his mask. They're now seeing all parts and pieces there, and I'm not sure the error.
Whoa, they dropped the puck, and yeah, AJ was back on, had his mask and his gloves off, was checking his face mask, and when they dropped the puck, he took the net and pushed it off. Said, you got to have a whistle here, guys.
But the referee was actually looking at him, George. The referee down here, real close to stuff, he needs to be blowing that whistle.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody else saw it.
And the referee is looking at him. They're getting ready to drop the puck. And it's really not the fault of the linesman. Anyway, they might have a time to fix his net. I don't know, but I've seen that before, George.
Not to that degree. I've seen puck drop, goaltender not quite ready, but he said back on, checking his mask as you were describing.
Yeah.
And the puck got dropped.
It's all bad enough if you're facing them with equipment on, but turn back on without any on, that's not real good.
Little dangerous. That face-off wasn't done properly either, so see if we can get it done right on the third try.
Referee stepped in here now. He's gone over to the bench saying that it was at their peril where it was dropped, so they're not kicking anybody out of the face-off dot.
Clarenville will control it from the face-off. Farrell up at the blue line. Still kept in. Evans quickly ahead. That's it to Leonard. Leonard trying to bust in. Leonard gets hit in behind the net. Riley Main. Hines with a shot. One off of Thomas Hedges. Daw has got it. Daw didn't like what he saw. Turns around.
Love Daw's patience with the puck.
Gives it to Robinson. Bounces it into Gillis, and Gillis will hold it. We're down to 9:12 to go in the first period.
Yeah, and George, the last 6 minutes, at least from my estimation, it's been really dominated by the Deer Lake Red Wings. And A.J. Whiffen's had to come up with some really good saves early on. But puck possession in the offensive zone, Deer Lake is totally dominating.
Came right out in front. Back at the right point to Hedges. That shot rang off the goalpost.
Great release by Chad Earl there, George.
Kevin Reed. Now Clarenville, we get a chance to spend some time in the O-zone.
This is their number one line.
Earl had a great chance to hit that right post. Earl's got it again. That one was blocked by the defense.
Great shot block.
Down the ice, and this will go wide of the net, and that will be icing against the Red Wings.
Yeah, and that's the first time that they've been under a little bit of a pressure. Well, what a great shot block. And Thomas came out there as Earl was getting ready to have his second really good scoring opportunity of the shift.
Another face-off win for the Caribous. Robinson just put it softly down into the corner. Caribous maintain possession. They'll try the other side. That shot knocked down in front. Scramble.
It's
They
in.
score.
That shot, they just battled them down low, George. And we talked about, even though you have all of the pressure, Deer Lake Red Wings, prior to, you look at it only takes a shot. And they really, their number one line, dominated the line out there then. And, of course, a little bit of a turnover. Puck gets back in the zone. And a scramble in front of the net results in a goal. 1-0, Clarenville.
Not sure why we didn't get a replay on that, Robert.
Okay.
We will work on that.
It's a line view for me to look all the way over there, too, George.
Yeah, we're a long ways apart here.
Yeah.
Further than normal.
Brought together by separation.
I think we have that fixed for going forward. 1-0 for the Caribous. After we talked about all those chances that Deer Lake had, Caribous strike first. Robinson shot. It deflected by Coffey, and Whiffen has that.
George, from my count, that's 4 point shots for Robinson coming off of the right side for the Deer Lake Red Wings. And it seems like on this right side, the offensively, and the left side for Clarenville, they're not getting out to the D-man. And Ryan Delaney, the coach of the Clarenville Caribous, is going to have to make that adjustment. They're just getting too many shots from there.
Chad Earl gets credit with that goal.
Yeah, and George, and you know, if you're thinking about Poetic Justice, he had a great shot on the one before, rang it off the post, and then he had a guy made a great shot block on him. But determination resulted in the first goal of this Hurdle Championship.
Hedges and Olford pick up the assists on the Chad Earl goal.
That's a trip by the goal. A.J. Whiffen's going to get a tripping penalty here, and he might actually be hurt as well.
He's shaken up.
But he's going to get a tripping penalty. He put his stick out there, and that's why you look at the stick is, we're going to get a cross check to the back. Here on Mercer, I stand corrected. I thought it was going to be because the guy who went into the boards went over AJ's stick.
Yeah. I guess he was cross-checked, which sent him in towards the goaltender.
Yeah.
Either way, power play for Deer Lake. Our first power play of the game.
And we'll see how special teams are. And we know that both of these teams possess very good power plays.
Robinson sends it the length of the ice, caught by Gillis. Gillis will leave it for Lucas Robinson. Trover driving into the corner. Back at the point, Robinson. He'll crisscross with McKay, gets a return pass. Robinson, another shot from the point. That one got through as well. Whiffen made the save. That's knocked down smartly over there by Jordan Marr. Marr back at the point for Robinson. Lucas McKay. Robinson doesn't shoot it. Holding it to Marr. They'll exchange. Marr keeps going. A shot went off of Kyle Robinson of the Caribous, and down the ice it goes. 1 minute to go in the power play.
Good puck movement. Nice umbrella coming around the top, but just a one shot in that sequence.
Again, it was Robinson from up at the point. They got Brandon Hines out there on the power play, so they change things up a bit. Sims gets the return pass here. Steven Sims in front looking for Langdon. Puck didn't get through to him, and Clarenville come away shorthanded. Adam Daw, big slap shot. Gillis has got it. Wants to move it. He doesn't. They score. Adam Daw. Oh, what a mistake.
And George, we talked about how Gillis loves to play the puck. He made a phenomenal save. Puck was there, and he knows they're on a power play, and he wasn't content. He just tried to play it, and of course, Johnny on the spot jumped on it, 2-zip, short-handed.
Okay, we're still having some issues. 2-0.
Not allow them to change. They said that they had already made their change, which I didn't think that they did. Well, yeah, that's one that, the thing is with goaltender Gillis, he doesn't mind doing that. And that's not going to stop him from doing it again, by the way.
Sims looking for Maine. It's right in front of the crease. Whiffen poked it away. Farrell up at the center ice line. That's picked off. Tried to make the pass across.
That's a penalty down here. Clarenville are going to get another penalty. Cross-check in the back or interference.
It's cross-checking.
Yep. Just a real bad penalty. Puck is going the other way. Players and nowhere near the play, and he cross-checks him in the back. And, George, we talked about special teams. You can only go to the well so often, and all of a sudden you're going to find yourself looking for that drink.
Didn't even have time to take the power play graphic off, and they go back on. They need to get something good happening. They've played well this period. They've had their chances, but find themselves down 2. Robinson again from up top.
Hit the post.
It did. Whiffen is down, swimming around, making a little snow angel in the back of the net.
Wow. Down on his back, and I don't know. But the other one was, like, you're noticing that the Deer Lake Red Wings really want to get the puck top to their D-man, and they're just wrist shooting the puck in there, which is phenomenal. Great chances.
Good. 6 shots on goal by Robinson.
At least.
Maine. Thrown in front looking for Langdon. Couldn't get a stick on it.
The second time they tried that backdoor play with Langdon.
McKay. And a shot by Brandon Hines from a pretty sharp angle. Whiffen's got that. And holds on. 1:21 to go in the power play.
And don't forget, this was the second power play unit of the first penalty, George, and they got scored on, and they're right back out again. I'm surprised that we don't see a change here, but Ryan Penny's deciding to keep with this 3 up front.
They win the faceoff. It'll get past Robinson. Swing it over to McKay. Back to Robinson. Robinson leading the rush. Hines hard around the boards. Langdon waiting for it here. Tried to cycle it down low.
Langdon's got to do a better job of that. Nobody near him. Tried to get it to his forward in the corner, but just too soft.
McKay gets stopped just outside the blue line. McKay's got it again, leaves it. Gillard dancing in over the blue line. Puts on the brakes, dumps it in. Avoided the hit from Robinson. But again, Clarenville able to clear it.
Hit the stanchion in the corner and bounced out again.
Just 30 seconds to go in the power play. Marr drops it back. Ruschi. Gillard. He'll hold it. Now he'll shoot it. Hit some traffic in front. Didn't get through to the goal.
Hit
And
shoulder.
look out. Here's Kevin Reed getting away. Reed in. Reed. Poke check by Gillis. Earl with a shot. That's caught by Gillis, and he'll hang on. 10 seconds to go. Another shorthanded opportunity for the Caribous.
Probably the two of the most dangerous players. It is short-handed. Clarenville Caribous, they look to go on the offense with Reed and Chad Earl again. Look, turn the puck over. But the pass coming across the top of the D to the forward was just too slow. And then Drover got hit in front of the net with the wrist shot.
Still on the power play, but Thomas lost it.
Yeah, Anderson is dumping that puck back, and he's hoping that Michael Hines coming through. Michael Hines, who's taught as the second man over the blue line, the first man without the puck to get to the net, create some space. He goes to the net. Where he left is where the puck got dropped.
Penalty had just expired prior to the puck being shot down the ice, so it's icing against the Caribous. They lead it 2-0. With just over 3 minutes left to go. Opening period, game number 1. 2025 Herder Memorial Trophy Championship Series. Always a highlight of the year. That shot in, Whiffen knocked it down. There was a rebound there, but Farrell did a good job to clear the puck away from in front of his goaltender. Off the glass, out, down the ice, and once again, I think it's going to be icing against the Caribous. It is.
Yeah, and this line all year for Clarenville Caribous, George, with Da, Earl, and Reed had been nothing short of spectacular. And, of course, they got themselves acquainted at the scoreboard very early. And this is going to be something that you're going to look at. I think some of the coaches are going to be looking at trying to match lines as they start to feel each other out a little bit more.
That shot in, again, Whiffen sees it. And derisively throws it away after he catches it. He's done that 2 or 3 times in this period.
Yeah, well, as you know, A.J. Whiffen is one of the most focused goaltenders that I've seen play at any level of hockey that we've seen here in the province. He's just dog determined every time he's out on that ice.
That pass intercepted by Robinson. Out it comes. Semple for the Caribous. Puck goes into the corner. Back to Leonard. Leonard with another shot. Hit some traffic in front. Robinson behind the net. Robinson having a look around. Back to Leonard. Leonard with a shot. Stopped by Gillis, and he pokes it away. Leonard with another chance. Scramble in front of the Deer Lake goaltender, and Gillis finally has it covered.
Goaltender Gillis, the last 2 shifts, George, had to work extremely hard. He made the first save there then, and the puck later, he actually made the poke check, as you talked about, to get it away. But the last 2 shifts the Clarenville Caribous have had with this line, they've been dominant. And even in this sequence, George, looking at it on the top of the blue line when you got Robinson out there for Clarenville Caribous, they had a lot of wide ice. You can see they got to play a couple of really quality shots.
Both teams will change. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening period.
Yeah, Ryan Delaney recognizing that, his team is up 2-0. You have an offensive opportunity. Why not put your number 1 unit right back out?
Reed wins the faceoff. Olford plays it behind the net. Picked up back there by Marr. Off the boards. Sims just gets rid of it. Reed has it. Pass for Earl. Earl breaking in backhand. Stopped by Gillis.
Earl's had a lot of open ice this period.
Marr all alone. Plays it to the boards. Throw it back. Earl intercepted that. Couldn't get it out on the first try. Puck comes to the boards. Squirts out into the middle of the ice. Hines there for Clarenville. Or Hedges, rather. 44. Another chance for the Caribous. Gillis makes the save. Puck bounces in behind the goal.
Red Wings are just giving up too much ice down low.
We went through a 7 or 8 minute stretch. It felt like Deer Lake were dominating, but since then, they were unable to score. Clarenville have taken over. Dumped in behind the net. Reed will get to it first for Clarenville, up towards the blue line. Thomas holds it, goes the other side. Taken off the boards by Anderson. Thrown in behind the net. Reed with a golf swing at it. Gets it to Daw. Daw holds it, gets to center. Just slides it in. Just a few seconds left to go. 15 seconds left now. Kept in. Nope, not kept in. Hopped over the stick of Robinson. And that is going to do it. First period has come to an end. 2-0. Clarenville Caribous lead this one after the opening 20 minutes of play. Clarenville kind of weathered a storm early. A.J. Whiffen came up big with a number of saves, and then Clarenville got it going. And an unfortunate one on the second one. McGillis wanting to keep the puck moving with this team on the power play, but turned it over right in front of himself, right in the crease.
Yeah, and that's Gillis. You know, that's his nature. He's aggressive. I actually like to play. It just didn't work out too good for him in that particular instance. But he is so smart. He recognizes we're on a power play. I don't want to freeze the puck in my own zone. He just didn't realize the guy was so close to him. And, of course, as a result, when you got a guy in your kitchen, that's what happens. But, George, this period was a series of swings that looked like a 5 or 6 minute period or possession. Clarenville were dominant. And then, of course, the Red Wings came back the middle juncture and really owned. Like, we talk about Robinson on the right side for Clarenville, for Deer Lake. He had 6 shots himself. And quality shots, not just like dumping shots. And then the last 3 shifts, particularly with the Reed line with Chad Earl, they dominated their lineup.
And we don't get the shots on goal posted here in Deer Lake.
Oh, okay.
So we'll wait and see if we get an announcement on that. Anyway, let's take a break, Robert.
Sure.
We'll be back with the second period of this game in just a moment. I'll work on the replay feature during the intermission as well. 2-0. Clarenville Caribous leading the Deer Lake Red Wings after first period. You're watching the Herder Memorial Championship Trophy Series brought to you by AO.live. Back in a few minutes. All right, teams are back out onto the ice. We are getting set for period number 2. Clarenville Caribous, the Avalon East Senior Hockey League, lead Deer Lake Red Wings of the Central West Senior Hockey League 2-0 after the opening period. Robert, you talked in the pregame about how well A.J. Whiffen was playing, and he kept his team in it when they were under fire midway through that first period. Kept Deer Lake off the score sheet and allowed Caribous to come back and get a couple of goals, and they lead it now 2-0.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, George. And the thing is that at the outset we had did a little comparison of both goaltenders, and we talked about, these are very stellar goaltenders, some of the best that we've ever seen in Newfoundland senior hockey. And A.J. Whiffen, particularly the early part of this period, George, really came up strong. Goaltender Gillis did as well, and then he had that little boo-boo, cost him a goal. But I'm sure that he's going to atone for that. And the most important thing right now is that the Deer Lake Red Wings keep continuously doing what they've been doing. They played well, just had a couple of unfortunate incidents.
Puck is dumped into the Deer Lake end. Gillard couldn't catch up to it. Reed played it towards the front of the goal. Gillis has it. He'll hold it there. Yeah, kind of close quarters in the broadcast area here at the Hodder. For myself and Robert and our cameraman, Mike Goldie. Robert's over on the other side somewhere. You can barely see him.
It's not a real bad thing.
I didn't want to say that.
No, I know. I can fill it in.
It's batted out of the air.
Give me a high stick if it's touched.
Yep. And it was, so it's going to come outside.
George Hedges, number 44 for the Clarenville Caribous. Tall, long, rangy guy, but has a quality shot. But I really like he seals the blue line. He doesn't back up very quickly. And one of the things that you'll note is that he likes to come up and get involved in the game. But George, I spoke about midway, maybe two-thirds of the way through the first period, that you're going to see some line matches, and we just saw right there then a change where the Deer Lake Red Wings home team got the last change, and they waited to see what was going to go on for the Clarenville Caribous, then decided to make a late change.
Here is Hedges. Hedges lost his balance as he cut towards the boards. Deer Lake send it back in. Kyle Robinson gets it out. Michael Hines backhands it in. Whiffen catches it, leaves it for Robinson. Robinson leading the rush. Set up over center, shoots it in right on goal, and again, Gillis forced to cover it up.
Yeah, we see both Robinsons, one on each team, George. They're just such good, smooth skaters. And, one being on the left-hand side, being a right shooter, and the other one a right-handed shooter on the left-hand side, coming down a lot.
Face off to Gillis's left. Controlled by the Red Wings. Robinson played it out to center, goes all the way down into the Deer Lake end. Into the Clarenville end. Oak around the boards. Kept in. Semple has it behind the net. Threw it out in front. It's bouncing around in the crease. Cleared back to the point. Kept in by the Caribous. Leonard forced out by Robinson. Gets knocked down. Caribous couldn't touch it. Would have been offside. That will allow Michael Hines to bring it out. Hines, weak backhand. Went wide of the net. Bounces up high in the air. Sits in behind the net. Riley Main. Came out in front, and Shot by McKay. Hit somebody and went wide.
Clarenville doing a great job getting in the shooting lanes.
Another chance. Whiffen made the save. Then it goes over the top of the net. Sits in the corner. Maine has it behind the net. Threw it out in front. Nobody there. Now we've got a race. Red Wings get back. It's brought in just onside. A shot. That's blocked. Good shot blocked by Josh Day.
Yeah, got up there, really did a good job.
That shot tipped wide. To the boards. Maine stick tied up. Caribous send it back in. McKay. He fanned on it. Langdon lost it. Chance for the Caribous shot. Saved by Gillis. Mason Reed had that last chance. Again, they hold it in. Great work by Mercer. McKay turning back. The boards for Day. Shot by Colburn. Sorry, Rushi. Went wide. Double check my sheet. Whiffen comes out to play it.
It's going to be a penalty behind the play here to the Red Wings, George. It's going to be either a slash or a hook behind the play.
Whiffen's gone to the bench, but that'll be touched up by the Red Wings, and the first power play opportunity for Clarenville.
Yeah, it's the high stick behind the play. You get kind of a little out of position and turn the puck over, and it results in a penalty for the Deer Lake Red Wings. Their first of the evening. We get to see the Clarenville power play.
Big moment here. I don't think Clarenville can afford, Deer Lake rather, can afford to get down 3-0.
No, it's be tough sledding.
Clarenville control it from the faceoff. Robinson. Langdon gone to the penalty box. 2 minutes, and that's mishandled by Reed, and that will allow Anderson to clear it the length of the ice. That's stolen. Hines with a chance off a stick. Bounces all the way out to center. Gobbled up there by Kevin Reed. Reed, little bump from Sims off the end boards. It comes to Gillis. And again, won't take a chance this time.
What happened there at Clarenville, George, they really never had anybody come back get the puck, and they kept going back and forth. And, of course, as a result of that, you're going east to west, not north to south. It's not going too far.
Deer Lake send it down the ice. Whiffen plays it into the corner for Leonard. Goes the other side to Reed. Reed plays it out to center a little bit too far, and it's shot back in by Robinson.
They don't have any puck support, George. Their forward is up far too high, and the D-man is not coming out to the hash marks as he is now.
And they'll bring it in and drop it off for Earl. Back for Leonard. Around the boards, and it gets past Daw and out. Daw hit it knocked away from him at center. Red Wings bring it in short-handed, got it out in front. Net is knocked off, rather.
Everything
and
is
the
knocked
whistle
off.
goes. Yeah, a lot happening.
But when Daw's moving that puck, George, he's starting. The faster he skates, he gets closer to the boards, which he takes himself out of the play, and there's less room. Deer Lake did a good job of sealing off the middle there and forced them to the wide. Of course, this ice surface not nearly as big as what Clarenville's is, a smaller rink, and of course because of that you have less room in the neutral zone.
Still 23 seconds to go in the power play for Clarenville. Haven't done a whole lot with it yet. Errant pass. Sims gets to it. Drops it back to Gillard. And down the ice it goes again. Right to Whiffen. Leaves it for Evans. Jacob Evans behind his own goal. Oford. Clarenville going the wrong way right now. Oford through the middle. Can't get to it. Penalty is now over. So we're back 5-on-5. Really nothing on that power play for the Caribous. Big kill for the Red Wings.
Now they had the face-off was down in that zone, but they established nothing after that.
And Robert, ever since Gillis gave up that goal in front of his net, he seems to be a little less interested in playing the puck.
I think so, and of course, that's one that he's, that was a smart decision not to do so. But like you said, George, you get a little timid maybe. Well, one of his biggest assets is the way that he does handle the puck. One of the best I've ever seen in the league.
Scramble there in the high slot area. Nobody seemed to be able to get a stick on it. Finally, Anderson backhands it out down the ice.
Gloved ahead. It's a good call.
13:23 to go. Second period. Still 2-0. Clarenville Caribous leading this one.
This Hines Anderson Thomas line here. This is one that they would like to see them, check the other team extremely well, and that's why they're right here right now. That's where you're trying to see a little line match against the Leonard line.
They played it off the boards. Again, down the ice, they're saying it was tipped. No icing. Mercer behind his net. With speed down the left side, Leonard puts on the brakes. Big hit in behind the net. Hutchings tried to step into his man.
Yeah, good forecheck.
Yeah, a couple of hits on McKay.
Hutchings is a
piece
strong
of them,
kid.
but enough to disrupt things. They couldn't get there. Hedges kept it in.
Good pinch by Hedges there.
Out in the slot, and Deerlake, again, just forced to get rid of it.
Yeah,
Hedges will go back to get it. Quickly up. Mason Reed didn't get a stick on it, so icing against the Clarenville Caribous. Go ahead, Robert.
Just part of that, George. I was watching Hedges here on the right side. Clarenville, he's looking at the puck was over on the left side. It was dumped around, and he knew that the left winger for Deerlake was going to have trouble getting. He pinched in. He actually beat one guy, went around the other guy. So real good anticipation.
Robinson back to get it. Turn away from the forecheck. This gets it out to center. Shot back in. Gillis has got it. Leaves it behind the net for Smith. Ryan Smith. Got it up ahead. That was tipped. No icing. Goes in behind the Clarenville net. Along the boards, out in front. Chance for Smith. Elected to try and pass it off. It went off a stick into the corner. That shot in. Earl was looking for it. He got a piece of it, but I think it touched somebody over on the bench.
Yeah, it did. Face-off should be outside, I would think.
Linesman, the referee confer. No, they're going to keep it inside the blue line.
Okay.
Comes to the near boards. Drover. He's checked right away. Caribous. Hedges. Shot knocked down by Gillis and cleared away. Another shot as Earl stole it from Murr.
Stole it. He's having a tremendous game thus far.
That'll come out.
They were trying to get Murr off on a breakaway. He was wide open, but Earl did a phenomenal job.
Back to Gillard, to Sims. Back to Gillard. Thomas stopped. Semple was knocked down at center. Anderson looking for it. Anderson getting in. Anderson with a shot. Stopped by Whiffen. Murray behind the net. Thomas cycles it back down low. Anderson played it behind the net. Semple there for Clarenville. That hit the clock over center here at the Hodder. Faceoff will come back down into the Clarenville end. 10:22, time left to go here in the second.
As he cycles that puck, George, coming off the left-hand side, he's cycling it back to the position that he just left, which means there's nobody there because the centerman and the right winger were in the right corner. That's something you got to be aware of. If you're leaving the position and putting the puck back there, there's nobody there to retrieve it for you.
And behind the Clarenville net, Robinson. Hard off the glass, down the ice. Icing against Clarenville. A lot of icings in this game.
Yeah, and one of the things, and reason being, George, because they're trying to keep the pucks here in the middle of the rink, and of course they really want to try to widen the ice, but it's very difficult to do so. And they're going with these really hard passes. Not many people are going to pick them up. Both teams are playing very strong between the dots, so it's forcing guys a little wider with long, hard passes. You have to be spot on to pick those passes up.
Face-off win for Deer Lake. That shot by Gillard. That's cleared away by Whiffen. He's got a stick on it and directed it up and out of play.
Yeah, I don't think Gillard got everything on that he wanted to. He's has a really a howitzer of a shot back there on D. Him and Sims play together a lot. You see, George, here's the exact same thing I'm talking about as the line changes. You'll notice there as when Clarenville came out, they changed their D. And, of course, Deer Lake has the last change, and they waited and came out with their 2D.
Farrell lost his balance because he was tripped, apparently.
That's going to be a penalty. You get the stick in between the legs. It's going to happen every time, particularly when the referee is 25 feet away from you.
I saw the player go down. I saw the arm go up.
Yeah, it's an easy call. Now we'll see if they can do a little bit better on this particular power play. George, they never had a lot of success on their previous power play, and they had the face-off down there. They got a couple of little bits of shots, but nothing major. And then after that, they kept going east to west, not north to south.
Hines won the face-off, and that will result in a clear by the Red Wings.
You'll see Coach Levine just change the D again, coming right back out with Sims and Gillard. They're two strong D-men.
Riley Main gone to the penalty box. Leonard drops it. Robinson. Go the other side. Reed tried to drop it back. Leonard had gone across. Michael Hines trying to get away.
Yeah, that's one of those blind behind the back passes that are soft. They are never any good.
Ripped in. Goes to the boards. Gillard, Reed. Sims coming over to help out. Sims has it, throws it around the boards. Kept in by Leonard. Reed. Again with that blind backhand pass picked off.
Yeah, that's no good. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish there, but that continues to go like that. You're eventually going to get burned with that one. If Hines wasn't out for such a longer period of time, he might have been off to the races with a clear-cut breakaway from the blue line in.
Thomas picked that off. Thomas swinging wide against Hedges, threw it out in front. That's picked off, and back come the Caribous. Da, making a move, cutting in front. Couldn't get a shot on goal.
What a beautiful move by Da.
Great speed. Just couldn't finish it.
Tremendous speed and not a big guy.
Outside of that one rush by Adam Don, nothing for the Caribous. That's going to be a hand pass.
George, we looked at goaltender Gillis there, back a little confident. You see him get behind the net. Decides to get rid of that puck himself and did a great job of it. But yeah, Dow coming down, being a right-hand shooter over on the left side, made a really nice, what we call in-out move. The defenseman tried to go over the puck, missed it, wasn't able to get a shot or a good shot on goaltender Gillis.
Puck is held by Whiffen. Just 1 second left to go in the Clarenville power play, which again, outside of that rush, nothing on the power play.
No puck possession down low, George. They had a couple across the top of the blue line, but really nothing that was going to cause any grief.
All right, that's going to do it. Power play again is over. Back-to-back power plays for the Caribous, which they really didn't generate anything. It was important for the Red Wings. That's going to be another glove pass.
You're watching the coaching staff now, and they're trying to really match up. Clarenville has Deer Lake has the final change, and they wait to see the personnel for Clarenville, and they adjust accordingly.
Semple down in the corner. Push to the boards. Players pile in there. It is rough going in there.
Yeah, close quarters loss here.
Day knocked down his own man that time. Then it comes to Gillis, and he'll hold on to it.
Yeah, some good board battles, George, and I'm sure as this series goes on and, players try to feel each other out a little bit more and wear each other down, there are going to be some tremendous board battles. Some big kids in this game. Coach Penny comes out with the Mar, Gushy, Drover line.
This is Cody Drover up ahead, looking for Jordan Marr off the stick of Marr. He'll go in there against Evans. They'll come out to center. Sims backing up in his own end. Pass hopped over the stick of Marr. Tipped in by Semple. He'll go to the bench. Gillard looking for Drover. Bounces in front of the goal. Taken by Patrick Farrell. Gillard, he lost it. Gillis comes out to play it to the boards, ends up in behind the net. Kept in by Gooby. Red Wings finally get it. Ruschi ahead to Drover. Look out, Drover just put on the brakes to avoid most of that hit, but he was caught in the trolley tracks.
Yeah, he just got his head up in time. If not, he could have been sitting on the ice for a period of time, but he was lucky.
He lined him up. So he just stopped, slowed his momentum enough, but the hit didn't have a lot of impact to it. Oak behind the net, out in the corner again. Finally comes out to center. Anderson gives it back to his defenseman, Oak. Over the other side, Robinson. Backhanded in by Thomas, but that was from his own side of center, so that's going to be icing. Yep.
That's one that you have to be aware. Not only your presence on the ice, but if there's anybody near you, and of course, that's one that gets brought all the way back every time. And this is where faceoffs are very important, especially when you're getting into the last quarter of the period, 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. We have not a whole lot of offense in this period compared to the first period.
No, it's been a much quieter period than
Yeah,
the
it
first.
has for both teams.
Lots of scoring chances in the first. Much more defensive-minded here in the second.
And I think that's by design.
Whiffen comes out, leaves it for his defenseman. Pass knocked down by Gillard, taken by Langdon. Langdon gets to center, shoots it in. Whiffen again out to play it. Gave it away, comes right out in front.
That's the one, George, we saw that in the first period. We saw it again here.
Steps into that. That just missed short side. The other side, they score!
There it is. That's the result of just a bad decision behind the net, George. A poor play behind the net, a turnover. They got 2 shots away. And, of course, Brandon Hines, wide open on the right side, is not going to miss many empty nets.
Welcome back, Mr. Replay. You get a look at Brandon Hines' goal.
Yeah, but down behind the net is where it all started. And it was a turnover down low. Goaltender mishandled the puck, and then, of course, really got forechecked hard and got turned around and went out to the left side.
Huge goal for the Red Wings here late in the second period. Get them within 1.
There was nothing going on, and that brings the crowd alive for sure.
Big crowd here at the Hodder, as one would expect.
Yeah, not many empty seats. I don't see any empty seats.
Nope. Even sold a seat right behind you here
Yeah,
in the broadcast booth. Poor guy trying to look around you the whole game.
Yeah, and I have put on weight too.
McKay steps into one.
Wow,
Rebound is there. Murr with a shot. That just goes wide.
That stung A.J. Whiffen in the left shoulder. But a tremendous save by him.
Leonard trying to cut to the net, and a great defensive play by McKay.
Oh, McKay did a phenomenal job there.
Drover up through the middle, was looking for Murr. Robinson, simple.
Murr got
slashed. Glove came off, no call.
Yeah,
he's gone to the bench holding his wrist. His glove is still on the ice. That shot into the crease. Gillis with a couple of saves. The whistle goes.
Okay. He got slashed pretty hard coming back through the neutral zone, and that's the thing that you don't want, from any player, particularly one of Jordan Murr's stature.
Over on the other side, assistant coach Paul Glavine asking the referee why there was no call on that.
And the referee is saying, I didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Can't call it if you don't see it.
Let's keep playing the game.
That goes high in the air. Earl got a stick on it, plays it into the corner. Reed in looking for it. Red Wings get to it first. Sims. Give it to Johnny Anderson. He lost it. Kevin Reed with it. Reed circling at center, forced back by Anderson. Stumped in, wide of the goal. Gillis out to play it. Hard around the boards to Anderson. Comes to Hines, gives it back to Anderson. They go to the other side looking for Thomas. That was picked off. Back come the Caribous. Daw tried to shoot it. Puck bounced over his stick as he tried to pull the trigger. Then he got knocked down by Sims. Fans like that.
Yeah, Sims closed in a hurry. Mason Reed did a great job of playing some defensive play on the previous one, and then made a nice move and a good pass. It's going to be an icing.
No, Reed's going to get there first. So no icing.
There's a penalty here on the play. I'm not sure why.
Well, what happened down in the corner is Reed was racing in there.
Yeah, he fell.
Tripping.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I think as Reed got to the puck first, he was tripped up.
Yeah, well, Reed is getting the penalty.
Oh, take that back.
And that's why I just thought that the other guy fell. I guess he fell because Reed tripped him.
Okay.
But Reed was the guy who fell. Anyway, we're only watching it live.
Hence my confusion.
We gotta check the replay on that one. I'm having a good chat with my buddy next to me here in a seat that's not real good for him.
power play. Red Wings, they got it within one. Now they've got the man advantage. Hines to Robinson. Robinson centers it, holding it. Robinson take it deep behind the net, circles the net. Still nowhere to go. Hanging on to it. Now we'll go the other side. McKay. Hines into the middle. Robinson back to Hines, one-timer. That was blocked by Evans. Robinson with it. Trying to get it to Hines. Puck was bouncing. He's got it. Robinson can't shoot it. Over the other side. That shot. That's blocked. And it'll ricochet and come out all the way down the ice.
Phenomenal block shots by the Clarenville Caribous getting out. Lucas McKay also possesses a phenomenal shot. Left defenseman on the right side.
Robinson bringing it in. Kick back to the point. Main. Down into the corner it goes. Up high, Sims. Sims with a shot kicked away by Whiffen. Hines is on it. Back to Sims. Sims up top. Over the other side. Hard shot there by Gillard. Again, it's blocked.
Didn't get through again.
It was Patrick Farrell blocked that one and then got it out. Sims has it. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Marr drops it. They slide it across. Whiffen was going the other way. He's down, rolling around in his net, kept it out.
Wow.
Marr with it again. Jordan Marr.
Good to see him back out.
Gillard with a shot right on net. Whiffen's got it, holds on, no rebound.
Yeah, Whiffen just was able to see that puck the whole time. A nice shot from Gillard coming from the left point, but really not a whole lot for Whiffen to do.
33 seconds to go in period number 2. Again, Red Wings still on the power play. Robinson with a shot. Hit a stick and went up and out of play.
Yeah, the thing is that Clarenville Caribous are doing, George, they're getting in the shooting lanes. You know, I hear the fans saying shoot, 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 but really there's not a whole lot to shoot there. Robinson is coming off the left boards, and he's trying to get a shot away or get one over to Lucas McKay, but the Clarenville Caribous have just had 3 fantastic shot blocks.
That'll come out. Penalty is over. Under 20 seconds to go in the period. Robinson back to get it. 2 seconds. One last shot. Buzzer goes. Deer Lake Red Wings get one back and make it a 1-goal game after 2 periods to play. They lead it 2-1.
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle, George. Really, first 12, maybe 14 minutes of that second period, there wasn't a lot of offense like we saw in the first period. And even, the 2 power plays in a row that Clarenville Caribous had, they had a shot maybe the first minute or first 20, 30 seconds, and that was it after both of their power plays. They looked very ineffective on the power play.
Those have been key points in this game so far. The Caribous were up 2-0, had back-to-back power plays. As you say, didn't generate any offense. The third goal there could have changed this game completely.
I think so.
Did nothing with it. Deer Lake come back and get one. And we've got a dandy going, just a 1-goal game.
Deer Lake, came back. Give them credit for the forecheck. And, I harken back to, we talked about comparing to both goaltenders. And I give a little bit of the edge in terms of goaltending, the way that goaltender Gillis handles puck. They mishandled one puck earlier, or actually he didn't mishandle it, made a poor decision. But Whiffen, when he goes out on that one, not quite sure what's going on. He got turned over behind the net. They had 2 real good shots. And until finally it went over to Brandon Hines, who was over on the on the right side, and back in the net, 2-1.
All right, so that's where we stand after 40 minutes of play. We'll be back with period number 3. This is just game 1 of this best-of-7 series in the Herta Memorial Championship Trophy final between Clarenville Caribous, Deer Lake Red Wings, here on AO.live. Back in a few minutes, everyone. 2-1, Clarenville Caribous lead game one of the Herder Memorial Trophy Championship Series. After 2 periods of play, teams have come back out on the ice and we're getting set for period number 3. George Scott, Robert Golding, and cameraman Mike Golding. Happy to bring you this game this evening. It's been a good one, very competitive. Pass picked off by Earl. Sims back at his own end. Long pass up off the boards. It's tipped in. Robinson off the glass, hit that stanchion again and kicked out
a couple times
into the middle of the ice. Hedges is there, sends it in deep. Earl in there first, kicks it into the corner. Long shot in, wide of the goal. It goes out of play as Gillis got a stick on it.
Both coaches will be telling their players, George, whether you're forward or D, any shot is a good shot. Doesn't matter if it's coming off of the boards, that's that one there, or if it's coming in the middle of the ring. Any shot is a good shot at this stage.
Long shot in. There's a shot that got through. Gillis kicked it out, just as you were talking about, Robert.
Well, we can look from here. There was about 4 guys in front of that.
Maher, Drover, shot blocked.
Drover tried to get it back on. Maybe should have shot himself.
Cody Drover's always been a pass-first kind of guy.
Definitely.
Maher had it taken away. Robinson back in his own end, gives it back to Maher. Maher. He tried to hit Gruchy in the middle. Gruchy fell down. Reed brings it in. That one off a stick comes out. Drover had it knocked off his stick. It goes into the corner. Off the dasher and out. Red Wings keep it in. Thomas with a shot, ripped it just wide. Comes right back to him. He'll drop it back to the point. That shot was blocked.
Unreal block shots here.
Robinson with a shot, scores!
Brandon Hines in front of the net, George. Michael Hines, I'm sorry.
Got a piece of it.
He did. You can see the slap shot coming from the right side. Robinson, and watch here in front of the net. A clear tip by Michael Hines in front. Just a good turnover down low off of a shot block. Right there, get in front of the goaltender, make things happen. As I just said earlier, any shot is a good shot. Robinson got a lot on that from the blue line, and Michael Hines was where he always is, in front of the net. Good deflection, and now we have ourselves a game.
2-2. Evans back at the right point, swings it this side. That shot was blocked. Farrell has to retreat all the way back into his own end to get it.
He got that on the inside of the knee.
I feel the energy in the building has come up.
Yeah, it certainly has.
The Red Wings fans getting excited. Team has come back from down 2-0, tied it up. Feel the buzz. Hutchings up through the middle, that's picked off. Shot back in by Gillard. Langdon was down in behind the goal line. Would have been offside, so he'll head out.
He had to go retrieve
and now
his
he's got
stick.
a piece of it. Langdon had broke that up. Gillard dumps it in. Evans to Farrell. Hutchings up through the middle and under the stick of Mason Reed. Back comes Gruchy. Gruchy goes down. It's going to be a penalty.
That's a hooking penalty. If you keep your skates going, George.
You got it. Hooking.
Yeah, not much of a hook. Got the stick up there, impeded his progress, and Gruchy sold it. But the bottom line is you must keep your skates going. And in that particular time, and they turned the puck over in the neutral zone. Clarenville didn't get good possession. And as a result, we're on the wrong side of the puck. And now we're on the wrong side of this 5-on-4.
Farrell gone to the penalty box. McKay over the other side, shot stopped by Whiffen. Came right through the crease.
Great save by Whiffen.
Murr got it to McKay. McKay turned it over. Here's Reed. Couldn't get the shot as I think McKay recovered to get a stick in there.
He did. That's Reed's second breakaway short-handed, George. Most lethal player on the ice for Clarenville Caribous. You got to watch that.
Grover elects to bring it back out. Now they'll bring it in. Marr. They turn it over. Dahl come back the other way. Dahl for Clarenville. Through the blue line, keeps on going down in the corner. He'll try and kill some time down there. Caribous come up with it and they'll rag it all the way back to Gooby. Earl, bouncing puck right on net. Gillis kicks it away to the corner. Almost a turnover in front of the net.
Yeah, Gillard needed to reverse that to his other D.
He'll get it ahead for Brandon Hines. The Hines brothers have got the 2 goals for Deer Lake in this game.
Hines is upset that it went out the referee, was dumped out, but he didn't get the puck in deep to begin with.
And misplayed. Gooby sends it down. Just 15 seconds to go on the power play. They had that one great chance early, and that's been it.
Yeah, Smith, once he turns his legs like that, there's nowhere else for to go because he's really taking away his forward momentum. He's turning, saw it on, so it's an easy play to defend against.
Yeah, I think they called icing and realized it was shorthanded, so they'll bring the face off to center. Evans, Clarenville will win the face-off. Backs up, sends it the length of the ice. That's pretty much going to do it. Just 5 seconds to go in the power play. Sims moves it up ahead for Langdon. That's going to do it. Power play is over. That shot over the top of the net by Maine. Semple couldn't catch up to it. Red Wings couldn't touch it. That would have been offside. Gooby into the middle. Looking for Keegan Hines. Oh, a player tripped up long after the whistle. Not sure what may or may not come of this. It was Langdon.
Yeah, just an inadvertent thing. Stick got much to do about nothing.
Okay.
Officials have done a great job here tonight, keeping both teams in check and at the same time letting them play, which is exactly what you would want from a Herder final.
Earl got a skate on that to keep it in for the Caribous. Da holding it. Puts it on goal, kicked away by Gillis. Don't know how he saw it.
Well, it's just a poor pass coming out to begin with, coming up to the middle with nothing on it.
Robinson stopped by Gillard. Earl turnaround shot. That was blocked as well. Caribous keep it in. Now the Red Wings with a chance to move it out. Hard around the boards. Shot tipped just wide. Anderson got a stick on it. Anderson's got it out at the blue line, keeps it in. Whiffen played it off the boards. Robinson will go get it. Pushed to the boards by Thomas on a good play. Thomas all alone. Red Wings were changing. Thomas with his shot. Just missed. Great work by Chris Thomas.
They forechecked well on Robinson there.
Great body position. Hedges will shoot it in.
Hedges has got to get back now after that rush.
Broken up by Farrell, or else it would have been a 3-on-1 hand pass.
Yeah, and that's a result of Hedges going down. And once he lost the puck, George, he didn't stop and come right away. He went down inside of the goal line. Then, as you know, as a D-man, you've just had 175 foot one way. It's hard to get back the other 175 the other way.
Thomas Hedges also had a stint with the Gander Flyers.
Really good skater.
And he's one of a number of players in Newfoundland senior hockey who also compete in ball hockey.
Yeah.
And Thomas Hedges has competed in ball hockey at the national levels. A chance to call those games. That didn't get through. Mason Reed, another ball hockey player. He and his brother Kevin, almost a turnover there. Clarenville jump on it. It's Olford takes it behind the net. Olford back at the point. Farrell steps in. Didn't get through. Farrell's got it again. Plays it in behind the net.
Just a maze of players in front of the net, both red and white.
Maine will get rid of it. Evans has it at center. He'll bring it in. Evans still holding it. Behind the net. Olford leaves it back at the point. Good pressure here by the Caribous. They were on their heels for a couple of minutes early in the period. Now they've got things going. That shot just goes wide.
It's going to be a penalty behind the play to the Red Wings, George. It's going to be an interference or slash behind the play, and we're going to see another power play for this Clarenville Caribou team.
Puck will come out. Whiffin's gone to the bench for the extra attacker on the delayed penalty. Reed cutting through the middle, lost the puck. Maine will touch it up, and the Caribous will go on the power play.
Yeah, and George, we're approaching the halfway part of the third period now, 11:32, and we talked about, some of the keys to the series, the strength up to the middle, both goaltenders obviously, and the other side of it is the special teams.
Quick look there at Riley Maine in the penalty box. Face-off win for the Caribous. Robinson over the other side. One-timer. It's caught by Gillis. Leonard got all of that one.
Yeah, he did. Got a lot on it. But you don't mind that shot coming from their goaltender. Gillis is going to say that all the time. No traffic. Glove save.
They don't get it out. Kept in by Leonard. He's had a strong game for Clarenville.
Great job there.
Finally they get it out though, and Daw taking it back into his own end. Gives it to Leonard. Leonard with those big strides in over the blue line, drops it for Earl. Earl gives it up. Kevin Reed back at the point. Robinson back to Reed. Robinson over the other side. Knocked off the stick of Leonard. He'll go get it. Tried to play it back in behind the net. That was intercepted and sent down the ice. 1:10 to go in the power play. Robinson gives it to Reed. Reed tried to get the shot away. I believe it went off Lucas Robinson and out of play.
Yeah, it's sticking away in the shooting lane, which is always good. And that's the thing, as D-men, you're told right now, you've got to get your stick in the way of either the pass or the shot. You just can't allow unimpeded shots. You just don't want that. Any shot, we saw the one that came from Luke Robinson earlier. Mark's down there. I had a little chat with Mark earlier.
The dad?
And, the dad. And, with Hines in front of the net. Any shot at any stage is a good shot right now.
Under a minute to go in the power play. Another face-off win for the Caribous. Robinson just feathers it down into the corner. Reed holds it along the boards. Reed down and along the goal line. They try and work it out in front. Goes back into the corner. Reed has got it there. Reed back to Robinson. Over the other side. Leonard's pass went into the corner. Missed everybody. Reed's got it again. Again, they'll work it down low. Back to Reed. 25 seconds go in the power play. Stepping out in front, shot stopped by Gillis. Comes back to the point. Robinson with a shot. Again, it was blocked and cleared by the Red Wings.
That's a planned play. That one down to the right of the goaltender. George coming back it around. Let Chad Earl get taken down in front of the net. And isolate on a guy.
Yeah, Daw got knocked down. Reason for the response from the crowd as the penalty expires.
It's going to be a penalty behind the play. I think you're going to see Chad Earl get a penalty. I think maybe it's not Chad Earl. I think it is Chad Earl.
I think that's who they're targeting to go into the box.
Yeah, I thought so. Coming back up.
Cross check. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was coming back up the ice. And he really got hit hard in front of the net, George. He got taken down in front of the net. And that is definitely a retaliation penalty.
There's Chad Earl. Just past the halfway mark here in the third period. It's moved along quickly. Red Wings win the faceoff. Gillard, Hines. He'll shoot it right on net. Blocker save made by Whiffen, and then it's sent down the ice. It's amazing how Brandon Hines can just get that shot on net from just about anywhere. That
doesn't matter what side of the ice. And very accurate.
Didn't look like he had a lot of room there. Tough angle, but got away a really good shot. Whiffen had to come up with a good save. Robinson to the boards. Can't get it out. Kept in by Gillard. Swings it the other side for Sims. Sims will shoot it right on net. Kicked away by Whiffen. Hedges will take his time and send it down into the Deer Lake end.
Whiffen's picking up where he left off in the previous series, George. He's just coming in and challenging every shot that this Deer Lake Red Wings team can fire at him.
Oh, chance for Clarenville to clear it. Failed. That'll allow Deer Lake to set up. Grushi. Robinson, one-timer. That's where they wanted it. Hines kicked away by Whiffen. Robinson steps in, his shot. Hit somebody in front, went wide. Hines has got it. Back behind the net for Maine.
There's a lot of traffic in front of this net.
Seeing that both ends of the ice. Everybody piling in front of their goaltender. Daw.
Tremendous wheels.
Great job by McKay to stay with him. Daw was flying down that right side.
Yeah, he can motor. Not a big kid either.
McKay was backpedaling as fast as he could. Drover with a shot, stopped by Whiffen.
Whiffen making it look very easy here now.
Robinson. On the other side. McKay. Fans are yelling, shoot it, as the penalty now is over. They do shoot it, it goes wide. So teams exchanging power play opportunities, neither one able to make good on it. Tried to get it to Grushi, stopped by Daw. Daw protecting the puck, sends it down in deep. Getting there first will be Reed, but it's stopped behind the net by Gillis. Kind of tough to see down that end. We're down the far end.
It is tough.
We are down this end where they're coming now. Marr. That one off of Leonard. Dillard's got to hustle back. It's tipped out to center. Michael Hines.
It's still icing.
Well,
beat him to the puck. Great job.
Hedges flips it out to center. That's dumped in. Back to get it. Kyle Robinson gets rid of it out at center. Leonard trying to race under it. He didn't touch it, got back out. Next player came in, touched it. It was onside.
Yeah, it was a good play.
Yeah, good patience by the two players to keep that play onside. Come out, Olford has it. Olford back to Hedges. Up through the middle, good pass. Right onto the stick of Hutchings. Hutchings forced into the corner. Oak is on him. Back at the point. Mercer. Cross for Gooby. That shot over the top of the net. Olford in looking for it. Gooby got a stick on it, kept it in. Nice play. Mason Reed. Back to the point from Mercer. His shot. That's blocked partially by Thomason. Deflected it wide. It goes out of play.
And George, even from our angle here, we're looking down at that as the lefty defenseman Mercer was about to take that shot. There was 5 bodies in a line coming out. 3 red jerseys and 2 white jerseys. How the goaltender can see the puck is beyond me. timeout here, I believe. Deer Lake Red Wings.
It is the Red Wings with the timeout. 5:32 is all that's left to go in regulation time. Not one to make predictions, but this has the makings of a long series.
That it does.
Again, we don't get the shots on goal. I never even heard an announcement about it. Did you?
No, I never heard either.
That shot, right from the faceoff, kicked away by Gillis.
Both goaltenders been spectacular.
I would think it's pretty even. Again, Red Wings get in their first two, negate the icing. Langdon trying to get out in front. Whiffen got a stick in the way of that, and the Caribous have it. Daw. Robinson, his shot kicked away by Gillis. Robinson's got it again to the side of the net. Under 5 to play. Drover was knocked down. Gillard puts on the brakes, trying to get away from Earl. Earl has it, slaps it back in. Gillis drops it, leaves it for Sims. Steven Sims will take his time. Back at the point, long shot in, it changed direction, went wide. Puck came out in front, Semple. It's rid of it. McKay off the boards. That's picked off by Keegan Hines. Hines got it over to Leonard. Leonard sends it in. Gillis out to play it. McKay. They close on him in a hurry. Good forecheck. Somehow McKay came away with the puck and moved it up ahead. Hines brings it in. Hines going in there with Farrell. Right out in front. Semple's got it there. Clears it for the Caribous.
It's a good thing he was there, because if not, it was right on Brandon Hines' stick.
Here is Hines. He'll shoot it. Tip! Whiffen keeps the pads together.
Yeah, that's just a great play.
Maine got a great deflection.
He did. Brandon Hines recognized it, put it towards Maine, who's cutting in. And Whiffen was in very good position, made himself big, square, and what was a really good scoring opportunity made it look very simple.
Thomas cycles it down into the corner. Anderson pushed against the boards. Red Wings stay on it. Hines tried to throw it back to the point. It's tipped away, and Gillard has to go back to get it. Stephen Gillard. That pass off the mark, but it goes right to Whiffen, so no icing, and Whiffen's going to have to hang on to it. Face off in the Clarenville end.
Yeah, he wanted to play it, but he recognized his D-man was being checked from behind. Forecheck, that is, and of course, take the safe route. Get your top centerman out there. Win the face-off.
And they do win the face-off. Puck goes to the end boards. I don't know if we mentioned off the top, I think we may have Justin Pender not available for this game. He will be available tomorrow.
Yeah.
Big defenseman for Clarenville, sitting out the second of a 2-game suspension, I believe. Either way, this is the last game of whatever suspension he received. He'll be eligible again tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll make his presence known.
Oh, you better believe it.
He's a hard guy to miss on the ice. He likes to get involved, and anybody who's seen him play over the years can attest to that.
Down in the Deer Lake end, comes out. The race for it. Hedges got there first for the Caribous. Robinson back behind his net. Riley Main will swing it back to Robinson. Just comes outside the blue line. Mason Reed gets it in. Olford with a shot. Stopped by Gillis. No rebound.
Just look where Gillis is too, George.
Top of the paint.
Yeah, outside of it. Just in great position. He recognized the turnover at the blue line. Comes in. It's a good turnover, and it's a nice play by Reed. Get it there to his trailing forward. But a very easy save by goaltender Gillis. 2 minutes here in regulation.
Well, we're getting down there now. Kind of feels like overtime now as we're under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Josh Day.
Really got to protect the puck here now.
That just got out. Slapped back in. Day has it again.
Getting out but no possession is right back in. You need to get some possession. That's
stopped by Farrell.
It's going to be offside. Touched up now.
Okay. Leonard with a shot off a stick.
That's three.
Went out of play.
3 opportunities that the Red Wings had to get that puck out, George. They just got it out twice, just out over, but not far enough to be able to get new troops out in the chains, and then they didn't get that one out at all, went off the stick and up and out of play. Of course, now they make a wholesale change, 5 bodies. Clarenville really sealing the boards well and not giving up that blue line.
Hedges mishandled it. Here's a breakout chance. Murr puts on the break, shoots. Whiffen makes the save. Comes off the end boards. Cleared out by Earl. It's brought back in. They don't touch it. Cleared away by Reed, so no offside. We're into the final minute in regulation time. Pass a little bit too far for Murr. He had a little bit of room there, but that pass was on the mark.
Whiffen made that save look easy again on Murr, who, you know, obviously if anybody's watched senior hockey in the last couple of years in the West Coast League here with Jordan Murr and Cody Drover, they've been on the scoreboard a lot, and Whiffen made that save look really easy.
Yeah. Drover leading scorer in the Central West League this year. Murr was leading scorer last year. They finished 1-2 last year, just a point apart. Here's Reed at center. Reed gets it across for Earl. Earl's got a chance. Great job by Langdon to stay with him.
Yeah, great job. Chad Earl's been really having himself a great game.
Hines. Oh, great play by Robinson. Poke check away from Hines as he was eyeing the net. That hit the linesman and stayed in.
It did.
Delayed offside against the Caribous. The puck comes out, knocked down. Robinson clears it away. 15 seconds to go. Here's Reed. Reed. He lost it. Will come the other way. One last chance. 9 seconds. Dumped into the corner. Langdon in looking for it. Hedges has it. Long shot in wide, and we are going to extra time.
Wow. Well, I'm sure that many people would have predicted this very thing, and it's, you talk about Georgia Long series, well, this game has just gotten a little longer.
Yeah, it has been an evenly played game. Not surprising it ends, not ends, but regulation ends in a tie. Oh, here we go, shots on goal. Yeah, we said it was evenly played. We just got the shots on goal.
35-33.
In favor of Clarenville. Not much to choose between these two.
No.
We'll take an 18-minute intermission, and we'll be back with overtime. Come back and join us then. You're watching game number 1 of the Herder Memorial Trophy Championship Series. We're at the Herder Memorial Complex here in Deer Lake, Newfoundland and Labrador, exclusively on AO.live. Back in a few minutes, everyone. So, folks, I hope you didn't go too far. Apparently, they're not held it. The teams and players had headed to the dressing rooms and got called back out. They're going to go directly to the overtime. If nobody is able to win in overtime, in the first 10 minutes of overtime, play 10 minutes, if nobody's able to score, then they will take a full intermission and do a flood of the ice.
Not quite sure, George, if I've seen this before.
No, players weren't expecting it.
No?
I mistakenly thought I
actually asked the question. I said, why is there so many players still over on the Clarenville bench? And I seen the officials talking to the captain, Reed, here at center ice, says the entire Red Wings team was gone into the
Zamboni gate opened as if they were going to come out and do the ice, and it closed again.
But they're going with 10 minutes. They're not changing ends, which is something else I didn't see before. 30 minutes on this ice without a flood is a lot to ask.
They are going to go 5-on-5.
Yep, which is really good. It's 4-on-4 and 3-on-3 is silly.
Out at center, Gillard sends it in deep. So we are in sudden death or sudden victory, whichever you prefer. Sudden death just seems more dramatic.
I like it.
Here's Gillard back inside his own blue line. Thomas backhanded in the air, gets in over the blue line. Farah fed it in front. That's cleared away. Reed has it. He goes across ice. That's picked off by Robinson. Robinson brings it in. Robinson stopping up, turning. Drover following up on it. Drover threw it out in front. It rattles around and comes out the other side and cleared by Hedges down the ice. And it will be an icing call against Clarenville.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to change their players, George.
No, they've got players being told to come back out.
They've been out there for a minute. And as a result of that, you see Deer Lake Red Wings are coming right back out with the line that finished.
Well, right now, Clarenville's only got 4 players out there.
Yeah, they need another. Tough enough with 5. They're wondering who the guy was out there. Nobody seems to know. I don't know if it matters at this. Well, I guess it does.
All right.
Referee must have remembered. He told him to get back in.
It's Olford, 5th player coming out. Controlled by Clarenville, off the boards and out. Shot back in. Maine couldn't touch it with an offside. That's picked off just outside the blue line. Langdon over the other side. Hines with a shot. Whiffen gets over and makes the save.
Read it well.
Out in front again, another big save by Whiffen as he got the blocker on it.
Unbelievable.
Another one. A little easier save that time, but 3 saves on that sequence.
He got the arm up on that. It was labeled for the top corner, George. I guess we're seeing a lot of what most people on the East Coast would have seen in the previous series. That was spectacular.
Leonard.
That's going to be a tripping penalty. Oh, it's not.
Not.
Wow.
It's overtime.
Wow.
Thomas with his shot off of Farrell. Maine has got it. It comes into the paint, cleared back in behind the net. Holford trying to get himself free. Finally does.
Farrell, another great block. That's several for him tonight.
Evans will get rid of it. Sims picks it up at center. Sims shoots it in. Whiffen slows it down enough for Farrell to get to it. Hines feeds it back at the point. That shot in. Whiffen's got that and hangs on. No rebound this time.
Yeah. But earlier, George, when Whiffen came in with the blocker and the arm was just a remarkable save. And George
stopped Brandon Hines just before that from the other side.
Yeah, it came across, pushed from his left to his right, took it off the chest.
Puck sits in the circle. Clarenville get it, clear it down. Gillard. Sims. Rushi tried to backhand it in, didn't get it in. Reed, shot stopped by Gillis. Just announcing here in the stadium, game 2 tomorrow night, 7:30. Half hour earlier than tonight's game. Dow with a shot again, blocked. Boy, we have seen so many shots blocked tonight, both sides doing a great job.
Really sacrificing their bodies. Gillard did that one.
Sims, Mar's in overline, drops it. Drover, not sure where Drover was going with that, looking for Hines, but nowhere near him.
Yeah, as we talked about, George, sometimes you would really like for Cody Drover to shoot the puck. You said he's a pass guy first.
A little more unselfish.
Yeah.
Or a little more selfish, I should say. Langdon dropped it back. Again, these drop passes not working for Deer Lake. We've seen that a few times.
They're blind drop passes, and those are tough.
Evans up at center. Shot right back in. Farrell along the boards. Olford turns, gets it out. Robinson. Cross for Gillard. Shot in.
Got to be some tired bodies here now for both teams.
Hines dumps it in wide of the goal. Thomas in there first for Deer Lake behind the net. Maine gets knocked down. The puck comes loose. Hutchings has it. Up at center, no further than that. Robinson, no backhanded in. Whiffen. Nice play, gets it to his defenseman. Farrell. Semple with a shot, that goes wide. Played out. Anderson pushed to the boards by Hedges.
Great job by Hedges to close.
Then came away with the puck, but then turned it over. Robinson's got it, gets rid of it at center, shot back in, bouncing puck wide of the goal. Robinson has it behind his net. Gives it to Leonard. Leonard will shoot it in. He'll go into Chase. Go in there against Marr. Red Wings come up with it. Drover puts on the brakes. To Hines. To Marr. Taken away by Hines. Keegan Hines of Clarenville. Robinson shoots it in. Gillis stops it up behind the net. Leaves it. McKay working his way out slowly. Gets around Kevin Reed. There's a chance. Again, that pass was blocked. Maine has it. Riley Maine, shot. Hit Farrell in front.
Did.
Langdon. Again, it's in front and cleared by Clarenville. Give Deer Lake the edge here in this overtime. With just over 4 minutes left to go in the first overtime period, 10 minutes.
A couple of great opportunities there for the Red Wings. Langdon was trying to get it over to Hines.
Reed, he's poke checked. Down it comes into the Clarenville end. Evans over to get it. Evans off the boards. Deer Lake were changing. Olford couldn't do anything with it. Farrell hardly been off the ice here in this overtime.
Amazing.
Evans up through the middle. It's knocked down. Reed. Mason Reed to Kevin, his shot, it sits right in the crease. Mason Reed looking for it, cleared away by the Red Wings. Gillis made the save, but boy, that puck set in front of the empty net.
Yeah, it just came out to his left off of his blocker and eluded the player, because if not, it was an empty net.
Whiffen's got it, drops it, leaves it for Evans. Semple makes a nice move to get himself a little bit of room. Brings it in over the blue line. Can't shoot it. Circles the net. Threw it out in front. Bounces back towards the point. Kept in by Robinson, and then it goes out of play.
That was a really nice move by Semple up there on the run. It just looked like he was going to dump it in. The forward went for it, and he decided to pull it back and go in and made a nice pass out.
2:43 to go in the sudden death overtime. Puck gets out. Hedges swings it over to Robinson. To the blue line. Rushi. Marr shoots. Kicked away. Rebound is there.
Great defensive job there for Hedges coming back. Probably saved an empty netter. But a nice move by Brandon Hines to delay and then get a shot away and come across, and looked like Hedges was going to have a gaping wide open, or it's not Hedges, was going to have a gaping wide open there. Hedges did a great job.
Here's Marr. Drover, his shot, that was way over the top of the net. And that'll come out. Reed will jump on it. Into the middle. Earl, look out. Earl can shoot it. Just missed.
Such a quick release. Earl's always possessed that.
Reed forced out. Under 2 to go. They'll wait for Earl to get onside, then they'll bring it in. Let it go. Hines, I think he thought he was going to get a penalty.
Yeah, everybody else did as well. First of the game, that'd be a penalty.
Yeah, they're letting them play, folks.
If he had the score on it, it would have been something else. It would have been an irate Clarenville bench.
Absolutely. Here's Robinson. In front, backhand. Stopped by Gillis. No, they wave it off. Pile up in the crease. Referee emphatically signaling no goal.
The only one not in the crease is Sparrow and the other goaltender.
That's about it.
That's it.
Chance for Chad Earl. So the players extricate themselves from each other. A couple of the officials have gone down on the ice as well.
Linesmen are having a hard time here. There's a white helmet gone. Gillis has the puck in his glove, so it didn't get in the net. I'm sure there won't be any penalties here. If there wasn't a penalty on the hook and the blue line, I can't see why there'd be a penalty here.
Yeah, that was a pretty good hook.
That was. But not only was it a hook, George, but it was in a real vital spot, and he got puck possession.
They're calling some penalties.
Yeah, well, it'll be
Lucas McKay, I suspect, offsetting you.
Yeah. That's all right. They need a rest.
McKay and Daw, 2 minutes each for roughing. Minute 12 to go.
Need to get the net back on. Now there's pipes are gone, net's gone.
Olford couldn't progress with it as it was kicked out. Here come the Red Wings. Shot in. And the whistle went.
I can't see.
Offside. 1:02 to go. Again, Clarenville win the faceoff, but it's stolen by Thomas. Hedges off the boards. Out it comes. Sent back in. Griffin leaves it there. Robinson quickly up ahead. Semple. Semple knocked off his stick by Robinson. Players hold it along the boards. Red Wings get it, send it down the ice. 25 seconds to go. Here's Robinson. Hedges. Tipped in by Robinson. It's Lucas Robinson. Both the Robinsons are out there. Marr trying to drop it back. It bounces in towards Whiffen. He's got it and holds on. 0.6 seconds left to go.
The entire section just below us were yelling out to Hines to shoot it. Well, now we know we will have a break, George.
Well, unless something happens in the next 0.6 seconds.
Well, if it does, then I'd check the clock.
Merrill will try and just shoot it on goal. It doesn't. It goes to the corner, and this time we will have a full intermission and a flood of the ice. 10 minutes of overtime solves nothing.
Nothing.
We have played 70 minutes. We are tied at 2. Game 1 is turning out to be a classic.
It is.
All right, now we will take a break. We'll be back with our second overtime period, which will be a full overtime. We'll flood the ice. This time the teams do go to their dressing rooms. And we'll be back with our next overtime. See if somebody can solve it in the second stanza. This is just game 1. Best of 7 between the Clarenville Caribous and the Deer Lake Red Wings. Back in a few minutes. We've played 60 minutes of regulation, 10 minutes of overtime. Nothing decided yet here in game one between Clarenville Caribous and the Deer Lake Red Wings. 2-2 tie. Clarenville scored twice in the first period. Deer Lake got one in the second, one in the third, and here we are.
And George, most people know as we go into this second overtime, the first 20 minutes, goaltenders have switched ends, and now players have the line change. It's bad enough when you get the line change in the second period, but in the fourth and a half period, it's even more difficult. So it's very important, especially the weak side D for each of the teams. You got to make sure that you're able to get off without the puck being turned over.
And I like the fact they stay 5-on-5.
Yes.
Full complement of players, full overtime. Gay has to go back. Drover comes back to help out. It's it to Gruchy. Finds it, Drover. Drover got a partial break. Drover backhand, hit the outside of the net. Drover's got it again, backhand. Stopped by the defense in front.
Oh my goodness.
What a play by Kyle Robinson.
It was an empty net.
The defenseman sliding out, managed to keep it out as Drover looked like he had an empty net. Great chance early for the Red Wings.
Wow.
And that's going to be icing. Wow, indeed.
The D-man coming back on Drover did a good job to get a little bit of a stick on him, and then it went behind the net. Whiffen had gotten twisted around down low, and it came right through the crease, and the defenseman saved his bacon.
In behind the net. Into the corner. That shot stopped by Whiffen. He's got it and hangs on.
Wow. He's just coming out, George, and challenging. Made a really tough shot. Looked quite easy. Just hauled that glove out there, picking up right from where he left off.
Just to let you know, during that last intermission, we had a little trouble with our stream. The connection here from the Hodder seems to be okay again. I'll go in wide of the goal. Gillard has it. To Sims. Out it comes. Daw turns, shoots it back in. Gillard. Hines plays it to the boards. Racing onto it is Thomas. Here's a chance. Thomas breaking in. Save made by Whiffen.
That's another no penalty call in this overtime.
Stopped by Gillis. Daw got a shot in. Puck bouncing around at the side of the goal. They don't clear it. Reed's got it. Reed over across shot. Hit the outside of the net. Caribous stay on it. Reed in the corner for Daw. Earl turning in behind the net. He lost it. Robinson's got it. Lucas Robinson away for Deer Lake. Robinson racing down the right side. Robinson breaking in. Robinson with a shot. Hit the outside of the net. Net ripple. The fans reacted to that. And again, we go the other way. Offside at the blue line. Too many men. Well, we're going to call offside.
Okay. It's going all the way back, then, if that's the case. No, it's a broken stick. But just prior to that, George, on the outside,
puck down in the corner in the Caribous end. Great job by McKay to keep it onside.
Yeah, every board battle and every blue line battle is so important here now.
McKay now back in his own end. Around the boards. Smith lets it go. It'll come out to center. Shot right back in. It was touched up inside the blue line. Offside. Face-off will come just outside the Deer Lake blue line.
You're going to see a lot of very short shifts here now. 30, 40 seconds is enough for anybody at this juncture of the game. Last thing you want is to be caught out there with tired legs.
Smith looking for Hines. McKay can't get it very far. He's got to come back into his own end. Semple in there. Semple across looking for Evans. That was broken up in a nice play by Riley Main. Out it comes, slapped back in. And now down into the Clarenville end. Evans.
It's a delayed offside.
So he'll have a chance to bring it out. Gillis out to play it. Hard around the boards. Big hit in behind the net.
Now Smith took the check to
That shot from a sharp angle by Semple is grabbed by Gillis. Sorry, Robert.
Smith was going back there, and goaltender Gillis had it, used it as a little decoy, and the forechecker just ran Smith into the boards. Our good solid hit.
Face-off win goes into the corner. Deer Lake move it out. Thomas gets rid of it at center. Shot right back in, right to Gillis. He'll leave it for Robinson. Robinson. Anderson. In it goes. Thomas trying to get in on the forecheck. He gets there first. Day with a shot. Change direction, goes to the far boards. Reed will get there first. To Dog, gives it back to Reed. Reed in over the blue line. Reed, snapshot, stopped by Gillis, no rebound.
Gillis is almost directly across from our vantage point here in the broadcast area. Georgie was 4 feet out, side of that blue, 3 or 4 strides out from his goal line, and a big goaltender is a lot bigger with a great angle there.
Team's not holding back here in this second overtime.
Not at all.
Someone's lost a stick. Got it picked up again. That was Olford. Sims left it in the corner. We'll go the other side. Gillard. We'll come back to Gillard. Drover working in against Robinson. Drover can't get it to the front of the net. It comes back to the point. Gillard swings it the other side. Sims. That shot was blocked. Now we got a partial break. Reed shoots. And stopped by Gillis. Mason Reed with a burst of speed down the right side as he blocked that shot just inside the blue line.
And your D-man there in that particular instance, Gillard is just saying, oh my goodness. Because if it goes off of a shin pad coming out, you know you're off to the races.
Both goaltenders coming up big in this overtime.
This is a fantastic game.
They've got to do it again tomorrow, 7:30. That shot blocked. Red Wings can't get it out. McKay still can't get it out. It's kept in. Thomas to McKay. He overskated it. To Thomas, will backhand it in. In there first, Anderson. Over the other side. Shot by Langdon. Off a stick, up and out of play.
Langdon just coming off of the bench, stretched legs coming right through the middle. This is another rule too, George, that if the puck goes up and out of play in the defending zone by the player, the teams are not allowed to change.
That shot stopped by Whiffen.
Now they'll change. I've noticed it a couple times tonight. When the puck has gone off of the defending player in their zone and it goes up and out of play, which that one just did, they cannot change. I'm going to have to ask Eddie Flood that one as well.
Eddie's here in the building, referee in chief.
But it's the first time I've seen it, but I've seen it 3 times tonight.
Clarenville bring it right up the middle.
Offside.
Oh
my goodness.
Off a leg, goes out of play. Back towards the blue, and that came out. So Clarenville have to clear the zone. Sims is out there with Gillard. He'll give it to Gillard, to Stevens. Sims and Gillard. Langdon throws it the other side. Hines is getting himself free. Can't get a backhand through. Hines hauls down his man. Main. Langdon. Out at center, Gillard. Here's Main turning. Main had it knocked off his stick. Dow will try it. Moves it ahead to Reed. Reed, the shot off a stick, goes to the boards. Dow pushed off the puck. Comes back to him. Dow in front.
My goodness, what an unbelievable save by Gillis. He was going to reach out for the poke check, George. He had no other choice but to go with his pad.
That shot stopped by Gillis. The rebounder's there, and Gillis clears it himself.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
What a game. Maine coming the other way. Gave it to Grucci. Both teams changing. Hutchings.
Looked like it was going to be 2 empty nets.
Long shot in. Gillis has got that and holds on. What action here at the Hodder.
I watched him go with the pad out there, and the forward over in the corner was trying to bring them around the boards, and it come right out in front to Reed, who looked like he had goaltender Gillis down and out. Gillis was going to go for the poke check and wasn't able to, and got the left pad out.
Mason Reed tracking it down in the corner. Reed still with it. Robinson is trying to stay with him. Knocked down Reed. Net in front. Ofer couldn't get a shot away. She had a stick tied up. Back comes Smith. Smith puts on the brakes. Taken away by Ofer. Ofer right in front of his own net. Oh my goodness. That would have been something.
Smith needed to get that puck deep, George. He tried to come across. It got turned over, and then Ofer had it. And just for some reason lost it, and Mara was on the side of the net, wasn't able to get back. Looking over here now, George, seeing Coffey. Haven't seen Coffey a lot here tonight.
No, he hasn't played much. Neither Smith, who just had that last rush.
No.
Get some fresh legs out there.
Yeah. I don't know if I've heard Coffey's name called earlier tonight.
Leonard tried to do that little between the legs play, had it taken away, drove her over the other side to Marr. Marr's got a little bit of room, can't shoot it, takes it behind the net. Marr hanging on to it, back at the point, they'll go the other side. McKay with a shot, Whiffin's got that.
Unreal. And this game has had a bit of everything, George. And there's none of this just chipping in and chipping out anymore. I mean, there's all out great offensive plays, and not only that, but there's some real good D on the boards as well. But the goaltenders are stealing the show here tonight. I don't care what anybody else says.
I don't know if anybody would argue.
No, you can't. It's just remarkable here tonight.
As advertised.
Yes, advertised is right.
Reed off a stick. That'll be offside if they touch it. It'll come out. Thomas drops it back to Gillard. Over here to Sims. That's off a stick. Gillard will go over and get it. Ooh, tried to stop it with his skate. Missed it. That'll allow Earl to go in. And Earl gets knocked down by Gillard. Fans like that.
Earl tried to sell it.
Michael Hines drops it. Thomas shoots. Stop by Whiffen. Pile up in the crease. Finally, the whistle goes.
Well, Chad Earl tried to sell that penalty down below. I mean, there's no referee going to call that. But the worst thing about him, when he went off of the ice and he kept speaking to the official, because he didn't go off totally, his player couldn't get on, and that's why they were shorthanded going back to the other end of the ice. And the referee wasn't having any part of it. Anyway.
Got to take care of the details this stage of the game. Off the stick of Robinson. Langdon drops it back to Robinson, lifts it high in the air. Goes down behind the Clarenville net. Rolling puck's going to go all the way down the ice, and this will be an icing call against the Caribous.
And if I look right here now, this is where you got Brandon Hines on the left side being the right shooter, one of the best shooters in this league. Langdon needs to win a draw here, and Clarenville are a tad tired here now. You got to be a big draw.
Kicked out, comes down the ice. Gillis is going to come way out to play it. Long pass up ahead, knocked down by Langdon. Langdon's got to go get it. Can't let his teammate touch it as he gloved it down.
Yeah, would have come all the way back to Gillis.
Langdon finally gets to it. Battles in along the boards. McKay pinching in, holds it in. Langdon. Leonard stepped into him. McKay behind the net. Langdon still looking for it. He'll get it and lost it, dropped his stick. Smith started to pinch in and then quickly put on the brakes.
Yeah, he was.
They got it ahead, and that's going to be offside.
Yeah. He's replacing McKay, who went in on a forecheck, George, and he knew that he was tired, and instead of him trying to come all the way back, get to his D position, he said, I'm going to go for a change. Nobody over on the bench was ready to go.
We're going to bring this down just outside the Deer Lake blue line. 9:55 to go in the second overtime. Hedges gets it down deep. Kevin Reed. Gillard. Marr. Drover circling the goal. He gets pushed to the boards and knocked down. He'll come back to the point for Gillard. Gillard. Backhand, can't get through. Marr looking for it. It's cleared by Clarenville. Ruschi, things going to open up for just a second and then close just as quickly. Cleared out everybody in the stadium yelling offside.
Yeah.
Marr, he's stopped by Robinson. To the boards it goes. Ofer chips it out. Robinson sends it back deep. And then Robinson for Cornerbrook golfs it out. McKay turns, plays it off the boards. Too far for Hines. Olford has it. He'll shoot it in. Gillis out to play it. Over in the corner for McKay. Inside, Lucas Robinson. Robinson. Hines shoots it in. Anderson in looking for it. He's in there against Farrell. That shot off a stick and out of play.
George, as tightly contested this game has been played, back and forth. D are engaged. It's been an aggressive game on the boards, but a very clean game as well. And the momentum from the opening face-off, the drop of the puck, players have not really held back at all.
Absolutely not. I mean, this has gone on forever, but it's not because they played defensively or playing tentative.
Not in the least.
They're going for it.
Still really tight between the dots, and hard rim arounds, and just a really good quality hockey game.
Anderson chipped it out. Taken away by McKay. McKay straight up the ice. McKay all alone on the rush, has it knocked off his stick. He gets knocked down in the corner. No icing. They're saying it was tipped. Last touch by the Red Wings, so Smith will lug it out. Smith lost his balance, poked it ahead, chipped in, but that is offside. A couple of players go down. These are going to be some tired bodies, and as I said, they've got to come back again tomorrow night at 7:30 to do it all over. I don't know when this one's going to end. Game started 3 hours and 11 minutes ago. Lucas McKay has been shaken up. Trainers coming out.
Brandon Hines.
Oh, so it is Brandon Hines, 91, not 97. Thank you, Robert.
He got twisted around at the blue line, George, and he's tried to get up a couple times.
He's going to need some assistance.
Yeah, he can't get any weight on it. I watched as he went down.
Red Wings cannot afford to lose Brandon Hines.
He tried to get up twice. He just could not do it. Call for the trainer, and then he called for his. But it was on that delayed offside, and he went in a little early, and I think he might have got clipped right on the back of the leg.
Robinson tried to split the defense. Lifted high in the needle, came out the center, touched something, and faceoff's going to come back into Deer Lake end.
Yeah.
As it hit the roof. .7:14 to go, second overtime. Faceoff win for Clarenville. Hedges with a shot, hit a leg in front, and out comes Drover. Drover gets it to the blue line no further. Following up on it is Maher. Maher, it's all tied up with Kevin Reed. Maher still got it. Maher gets it in front. Can't get the shot through.
It's going to be a 2-on-1.
Here comes Clarenville. Reed off. Didn't I hear a whistle? I guess I didn't. Sorry, folks. I thought I heard a whistle.
That was an unbelievable play there. I think you did hear a whistle, George. Might have been up here.
There might have been somebody in the stands. I was getting ready to say offside. Didn't think it was, but I heard the whistle. Anyway, play continues. Gillard, fanned on it. Loses it behind the net. Comes to the side of the net. Finally, cleared away. Anderson, first on it. Anderson's got a break. Anderson, fanned on it. Almost scored anyway. As he fanned on, the puck kept going, and A.J. Whiffen had to reach back with that right pad to keep it out.
Wow.
Almost scored on a complete whiff.
Steven Sims down the other end. George went in for a pinch and got caught on a 2-on-1 coming back, and looked like it was an easy 2-on-1 to pass over, and Reed decided to give it back to the late man coming in, and by this time, goaltender Gillis had totally committed to the other side and was back onto the play.
Clarenville bring it in. Here's Semple. Semple gets it back to the point. In front for Hines. And Michael Hines with a great defensive play. Keegan Hines has got it again for Clarenville. That shot comes in. Gillis gets a stick on it. Puck stays in play. Kept in. Keegan Hines puts on the brakes, turns in the corner. Two Hines are there, Michael and Keegan. Still holding it.
Referee is down there. They're just so tired they can't get up.
That might be part of it, yeah. Leonard with a shot. That's blocked.
Yeah,
by Thomas, and Thomas felt that. He's having trouble getting back up.
Yeah, he took it on the inside of the shin pad.
He hustles over to the bench, comes into Gillis. Gillis comes out, covers it up.
Yeah, no other choice on that one. That's one that could have taken a real bad bounce, but goaltender Gillis was having no part of that one.
5:08 left to go. Second overtime.
Here's the juncture of the game too, George, with goaltenders. You know, it's tough on players, but goaltenders aren't able to get out, and this is where you get cramping, and it's so important that you hydrate.
Yeah, goaltenders don't play every second or third shift.
And they played a lot of hard minutes here tonight.
That one off a stick. Hits the dasher, ends up in the corner. Caribous are on it, back at the point. Long shot in. Gillis makes the save. Hutchings looking for it. Reed tried to play it back, picked off by Maine. Maine to Coffey. Coffey will shoot it in. Coffey going into forecheck. He'll get there first, swings it around. Langdon working in there with Hedges. Langdon and Hedges along the boards. Maine comes up with it, tried to get it back to the point. Sims had to retreat, puck comes out. Olford stood up at the blue line. Nice play by Smith.
He had no other choice. If not, he was going to be getting beat. Great job by him.
Just held his ground.
Hedges one down the other way.
Knocked down by Grucci. Clarenville bring it back. Shot. Gillis bobbled and it's loose.
He bobbled it and tried to glove it, and it was too late.
Clarenville keep it in. Stopped by Gillard. Players are tired here now. Gillis got a piece of it and then it's poked wide.
Looked like the Red Wings was going to break out. The puck stayed in.
Daw trying to work his way in front. Sims gets to it and relieves the pressure.
George, this is the long. You got to try to get off, and it's just so far to go. They're just unbelievably tired.
Reed into the middle. Gave it to Earl. His pass was picked off. Maher goes the other way. Jordan Maher winds up. Slap shot off the defenseman Evans. Comes to the near boards. Out it comes. McKay. Here's McKay all tied up. Again, regulation. Penalty maybe, Robert?
Definitely.
That bounced around in front. Somehow stayed out.
No question would be, but
Earl coming away. And Gillis takes it off the end boards.
Lucas McKay has gone for 3 rushes here in this double overtime. And that was one that he turned the puck over. It might have been a penalty, and he's looking at the official saying, come on. He's saying, the official's saying, I can't call that now. That's exactly what the official's saying to him. He said, I can't call that now.
They've let everything go here in the overtime.
Yeah. If it was a scoring chance, maybe, but no, you're not calling that now at this juncture of the game.
Well, they've set the precedent by letting them play. That one off a skate to the boards. Keegan Hines battling hard in there. Knocked down by Gooby. Hand pass, that'll come outside.
It's so important now to protect the puck. You've got to be on the right side of the puck. And that simply means if you're looking at someone's number and got the puck, that means you're not in good position. Even with a simple dump out like that, the D-man picks it off. Now, it's a glove-to-head pass, but you've got to be so sure to get that puck to make sure it goes out of the zone.
Gooby in around the boards. Gillis out to play it. Tip towards the blue line, not out. Olford will hold it in. Throws it back behind the net. McKay is there. To Coffey. Michael Hines. That hit Hutchings. Hutchings has got it up at the blue line for Olford. It's offside and it goes into the Clarenville bench.
Yeah, I think Ryan Delaney might have taken that one off the hip.
That's not going to bother Ryan Delaney.
No,
he's taking a lot of hits harder than that.
He has, and given a few as well.
Absolutely. Earl with a chance, kicked away by Gillis. Earl's got it again. Tried to play it back for Hedges.
Tough.
Maine got a stick in there. He's played with a high stick. Might as well touch it.
Official saying he would have touched it. I'm going to give it to him.
You don't want, if you're Gillis or Sims, right, you don't want to leave it there for the Clarenville player to pick it up.
But he did.
Yeah. Well, we've got a discussion about that.
Yeah, face-off.
Instead of that corner run, partially blocked out.
The referee knew he was going to call it. So Sims just waited, and the official was going to make the call anyway, and he did.
Face-off will be in the Dare Lake end.
It was the phantom touch by Sims. Caribous player did touch it first.
Okay. Again, I had trouble seeing in that corner the way we're set up here. That one little spot in the arena. It's a bit of a blind spot for us. Thomas just got a stick on it, backhanded it in. Reed. Just over a minute to go here in the second overtime. What a game this has been.
Unreal.
Sims.
Game and a half.
Yep. Pass for Grucci off the mark. Langdon's got it ahead. Drover. Drover shoots it off a stick. Out of play.
Get your stick in the shooting lane, the passing lane. You do well, especially at this how you want to protect against any shot on net right now. Just a minute left here. And this the second overtime.
58.2 seconds left. Smith, and in behind the goal, cleared to the boards. Michael Hines holds it in. Meyer with a shot. Again, it's blocked. Goes up in the air.
Hard to get any shots through.
Daw clears it. Knocked down by Day. Leonard couldn't get it out of the zone. Kept in. Leonard's got it. Try and wind up and go here. Good pass, Semple, sharp angle. That went off the stick of Day and wide. Kept in over at the blue line. Leonard back at the point. Lays it into the corner. Semple battling in there against Smith. Nice little backhand out in front, then it was cleared to the boards. Day to Marr. And they're going to run out of time, Robert.
Wow.
We're going to do another one. I don't know if we're ever going to get out here tonight.
Well, they're going to have the extended curfew, George. I can tell you that right now.
I'm just wondering if there's any fast food places going to be open when we get out of here. Feeling a little peckish, you know. Might need a little something to eat when we get out of this.
Well, if they were smart, they'd stay open because I guarantee you they're going to be quite busy.
All right. We have now played. How much have we played?
90 minutes?
90 minutes?
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to carry the one, I can figure it out. Yeah. Still 2-2.
Still 2-2 is right.
We're going to take another break. And we'll be back with our third overtime period. Just game one.
You
said it's going to be a long series. It's already a long series.
Yeah. Whoever wins this one should get credit for 2 wins.
Yeah. All right. Time to take a break. You're watching game number 1, the 2025 Herder Memorial Trophy Championship Series. Sponsored by the Telegram here only on AO.live. Back for another overtime in a few minutes. 90 minutes, not enough to settle this one. We head to our third overtime. 2-2 tie, Clarenville Caribous, Deer Lake Red Wings. Quick recap, Clarenville scored 2 in the first, Deer Lake got 1 in the second, tied it up in the third, and that's been it. Played 10 minutes of overtime, no score. Then we played 20 minutes of overtime, no score. We're going to play some more. Talking to a number of people around the arena during the intermission, and everybody's raving about the goaltending. Brian Gillis, AJ Whiffen, 2 of the best.
One question. Let's see what this overtime period brings.
And they are letting them play.
Yeah, there's not going to be, if there's a penalty here now, it's got to be someone on a breakaway getting tripped up or something that is everybody in the world can see in it, and one that's going to take away a scoring chance. Other than that, we can referee it from up here, George.
You're right. I think it has to be something that takes away a scoring chance.
Yeah.
And also, the discussion around was about how much the players, the two teams, went at it offensively in that overtime. Nobody sat back trying to not make a mistake. Everybody was going for it.
It wasn't dump it in, chip it out. Anything but.
Just the opposite.
A lot of tired bodies, a lot of tired legs. Game 1.
Just getting warmed up. All right, we're underway. Overtime, number 3. See if third time's a charm. Dumped in, and right away an icing call against the Red Wings. Face off back in their end.
Drover tipped it, but he was on the other side of the red line. It's a good call by the official.
Face-off goes in behind the net. Deer Lake cleared, and again, this is going to be icing just. Closing in on midnight here in.
Did you put your order in, George, to keep the fast food restaurants open? Are they aware?
That shot again blocked, didn't get through to the goaltender. Through the middle, Drover trying to split the defense. Drover's in. Drover stopped by Whiffen. What a move by Cody Drovers. He broke in all alone, and AJ Whiffen kept him out.
Great rush.
Reed.
That was just a great move.
McKay knocks it down. Thomas dropped it back. Murr with a shot. Stopped by Whiffen, and then Murr gets knocked down by Semple.
Yeah. Murr was watching his shot and was up in it, and Semple just finished the check on him hard.
Leonard against Hines. Leonard wins it cleanly into the corner. Came out in front. Evans quickly ahead. Semple. He was looking for Keegan Hines. Pass was off the mark, and back come the Red Wings. Nice play there by Semple to break that up. Shot in by Thomas. Leonard off the boards, just gets it to center. Lucas Robinson. That one off a stick. Went in wide. Whiffen had no idea where that was. If that was on net, that was in the back.
That was strange.
There's a turnover. That shot went wide. AJ just never saw that as it was deflected out towards the blue line. Michael Hines is down and can't get to the bench. Struggling. Chance for the Caribous held by Gillis, and that'll allow Michael Hines to get to the bench. And there you see him heading off, and he's in a lot of discomfort.
And I don't see Brandon Hines on the Deer Lake bench either, George.
He was hurt in that second overtime.
Yeah, well, I'm looking up and down the bench, and I don't see him. Which is a huge loss.
I know. Michael Hines is also out. Let's see.
Yeah, so Coffey's back out there now to shift out. That would have been where Michael Hines played.
Olford brings it in. His shot off a stick.
Michael Hines is not on the bench.
Or Brandon Hines.
Or Brandon Hines, sorry.
Okay. Olford's got it along the boards, keeps it in. Puck bounces out towards the center of the ice. Shot in by Robinson. Gillis out to play it. Drover knocked off his stick by Olford. Drover got it. Cleared it in. Whiffen leaves it for Farrell. Looking for Olford. Farrell got dumped. Olford long shot in. Easy catch for Gillis. He'll hang on to it.
Yeah, so right now, George, it's a game of attrition, and it looks like two of the Hines boys. Michael is on the bench. He's being tended to by the trainer, but he was in a lot of discomfort trying to get off the ice, and we saw Brandon Hines get hurt late in the other overtime, and I can't see him on the bench.
Dahl clears it in. Reed hustling in there to try and get in on the forecheck. Dahl following up on it, came to the side of the net. Red Wings get it out. Marr in over the blue line. Marr pulls it back, shoots. Whiffen has that.
Just great positioning, tracking the puck coming across from right to left. And Marr and Drover have had a couple opportunities themselves, George, here in this second full overtime. 30-second shifts, there's the max now.
Hedges gets it up along the boards to Semple. Robinson. Robinson brings it in. Semple plays it along the boards, went through the crease, came out the other side. Leonard got a stick on it. That's picked off. Langdon's got it, gets a tip on it, it's loose. Whiffen dives out, covers it up. Langdon and Robinson tied up a little bit there. Linesmen separate them.
Familiar foes.
We played 3:42 here in the third overtime. Reed against Langdon. Taken by Earl. Chad Earl dumps it in wide of the goal. Robinson back there first forward, Deer Lake. Maine brings it in, drops it off. They tried to give it to Langdon, maybe one pass too many. Now Giller with a shot, that's blocked. It goes up and hits the ceiling.
Yeah, another great shot, Blackbud.
Adam Daw that time.
Yeah, they are just sacrificing their bodies all over the ice, George. Smith here up front, George, for Red Wings. I haven't seen him play all night. That got to be his first shift.
Dodd chips it in. He can't get it out. It goes in behind the net. Back at the point. Hedges holds it in with his skate. Puts it back in behind the net. Earl twisting and turning. Gets knocked off the puck. Will come this side. Yeah, Andrew Smith, 42. You're right. We haven't
That's
called
his first
him.
shift.
Haven't called him all night. We need to get those fresh legs out. Thrown back. Here's a chance. Shot. Scores!
Thomas coming through. What a game. We had a turnover at the blue line. Andrew Smith was able to get the puck out.
Deer Lake Red Wings, dramatic fashion.
Wow. 4:42 of the third overtime. Thomas comes through and beats goaltender Whippen. Blocker side low.
It has been a long night, but what a game.
What a shift for Andrew Smith. He's on the plus side.
But it's Chris Thomas, the overtime hero for the Red Wings. This is a game people will remember a long time. One of the best herder games I've seen. This is my 12th herder, and certainly none of us have seen triple overtime in any of those.
No, this was remarkable.
And they've got to do it again tomorrow at 7:30.
Wow. George, we might as well just stay here for a while. I think it's going to be a long time before we can get out.
Yeah, the crowd making their way out. It's quite a bottleneck down there.
Well, it's 7 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, we got it in before midnight.
Yeah. That is a battle for sure.
Game one of the herder is a classic. Goes to the Red Wings.
George, if it's
swept last year, the year before, they only went 5 games. This one is shaping up to be a little tougher for the Avalon East League.
If it's any indication of what we've seen here tonight, this is going to be a spectacular series. Let's hope it continues.
And there it is, the final, 3-2. All right, that is going to do it. Okay, catch your breath again. I'm going to call it a night. On behalf of Robert Golding and cameraman Mike Golding, again, no relation that we know of.
No.
My name is George Scott, folks. Have yourselves a great night. We invite you back here tomorrow, 7:30, half hour earlier than tonight's game, and hopefully the game will end a little early. Not that we don't want an exciting game, but 3 overtimes is a long night.
It is.
All right. So that's going to do it for us, folks. And this was a heck of a game. One of the best. We will see you again tomorrow. Good night.